Bigger the O you make, the louder. See, because like each and every day, soon everybody's going to be screaming because the fact of the matter is we continually have to read headlines involving George Kittle's contract. Man, come on. We went through this last summer with Robbie. Now we got it with George. Who's it next year? I know, right? The 40 wider label applies. I don't care. And when you see Texas boys, slap him for me. Headlines, GK's agent, Jack Becta, is arguing that his client cannot be categorized with other tight ends. He just brings too much more to the table. Fam, I gotta tell you, we knew this, but what we didn't know was money would be an issue later. See, 2 years ago, when we were watching him set a new NFL record and everything, that's our dude. We thought, what did we think? I don't know what I was thinking. Some NFL analysts do agree that Kittle's contract should be based more on his merits and importance to the 49ers offense. And finally, the $20 million figure has found its way into the conversations. You knew it was coming. And we were joking about it a few days ago. Where do you stand on this matter, and how much money would you be paying George Kittle? Let me give you some a few things. If we were to hold this in a courtroom, because everyone, and I mean everyone, and especially Parag Marathi, is trying to figure out what it will take to for the 49ers to lock up all pros. We're not just talking about pro, but all pro George Kittle. Now, he will become the NFL's highest paid tight end. George will pretty much reset the tight end market, most likely by a significant margin. And you knew this too, but we didn't know what would that entail. The 49ers, we have a cap. And George should talk to us. He keeps saying, George, talk to your agent, man. Come on, man. You're a team guy. You don't want to see the whole team just evaporate around you. You want help out there, right? So don't go wild. A man can live comfortably off the $15 to $16, $17 million even, right? So by now, the league's two top-paid tight ends when it comes to average annual salaries are Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, each of which who are earning $10.5 million welfare checks, in accordance to what George is trying to get here. I don't know if it's George or his agent, but forget about GK's salary to be anywhere near that. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get George Kittle for 10.5. You're not going to get him for 11. You're not even going to get him for 12. I know the franchise tag is there, but there's reasons why you need to be worried about that too. In fact, some are starting to wonder if Kittle's annual earnings could come close to doubling that amount. 49ers report he tried to lock up Kittle in the weeks following the Super Bowl. A recent report from Michael Silver of NFL Network stated that discussions between the two sides have not progressed in the last couple of months, and they remain far apart in the negotiations. Now, by now, we can completely agree Kittle, he's not a typical tight end. That's what you got to wrap yourself around and be a little more sympathetic toward the whole situation. If you're selfish like me, then you're not sympathetic. You just stop. Get it done. But he's one of the more dangerous receiving threats in the league and just a beast when it comes to blocking. Nobody blocks a man out like George Kittle. Nobody creates pathways like George Kittle. George Kittle's just special. Damn it, why does he have to be so special, though? And with Kittle in the lineup, the Niners average 5 yards per rushing attempt. So that means if George is running 2 plays, we got a first down, right? And pretty much you saw that in the running game last year. We were running romp shot. You get mad at Jimmy G because you think something wrong with him. No, it's not. It's about the run game is just so potent. Why bother to change it? Run them dudes, Man, and run it right down the face and neck of the defense that's trying to stop us. Just embarrass them. Take the will to continue away. You physically keep bouncing up against a man, it starts to make him talk to himself. You pass the ball, that maybe good, but still, you didn't hurt anybody. You physically abuse a team when you keep smash-mouthing them every down, just bam, 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 bam. We did that with authority last year. With Kittle in the lineup, the Niners averaged 5 yards per rushing attempt. As I mentioned, without him, their number dipped to 3.5 yards. Fam, that is Exhibit A right there. That's it. And if a judge is sitting there listening to this case as to why George Kittle should get $20 million, he's already leaning in George's direction right now. That is vital because the run game is where everything stems from. And George's instrumental part, that big a role. NFL Network's Bucky Brooks recently told his podcast co-host and fellow analyst Daniel Jeremiah, the quote is, I think of George Kittle as part offensive tackle, part wide receiver, and add half amazing too. My God, because of his dominance in the run game, unquote. I added half amazing. That was me. Jeremiah went on to look at the market values for the positions Brooks mentioned in an attempt to determine what Kittle might earn. And he responds with Exhibit B. If you look at those markets for the offensive line, it's $16 to $18 million at the top end. How much you think Trent Williams is going to get next year? For wide receivers, it's $18 to $22 million at the top end. So I think he's going to find his way closer to 20 than he's going to be closer to 15 when this is all said and done with his deal, because there's hybrids, guys who can do a lot of things, and that's the word we've used here for George Kittle. But then there's another level. I just call him a unicorn. There's nobody else like George Kittle in the NFL. He's one of a one who can do everything he does at the level which he does. That, to me, makes him, in my opinion, the most valuable 49er on that team. He's 26 years old. He's got high character. He's a leader. These are the guys that you're okay with maybe paying a little bit more than you'd want to. And I think he's going to be paid quite handsomely here, Bucky. Unquote. Fam, start worrying. Now, you know what? You know what we always say, is it time to panic yet? Start panicking. This is bad. It's really serious. Jeremiah's choice of word unicorn in describing Kittle is the same one GK's agent Jack Becta, who's sitting around there talking about, guys, I've got something you want. You and I both know it, too. Now, you can go ahead and you can tag George. I'll have him sit out. Here's the thing. How long are you guys going to play that game? Your offense is going to hurt without George Kittle, and you know it. I know it. The whole civilized world knows it. So we're talking 17-5. Guys, that's a bargain. I'm going to give you that. George made me back off a little bit, but if it was up to me, I'd say 19-5 and not a dime less. See, by that time, I'd send in one of the guys in the back to come in and whoop his ass. But, that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. And he's got every right to do it. And then, oh, man, this is where it gets bad. The quote is, of course, right now there's not a comp for George. This is Jack Becta. He's unique. He's a unicorn. He's one of a kind, and that's a problem for both sides. He clarified, not a problem, it's a challenge. That guy's sitting there getting all belligerent now, So we were just talking about this the other day. Anyway, how about how difficult it would be to negotiate a contract right now with the future landscape of the NFL looking like it is. Now, we were thinking before all hell broke loose shortly after the Super Bowl that there was hope that the salary cap would jump significantly next year. We thought we had it made. We said, the salary cap is going to roll, and organically it's going to, make things better, because the fact is, as it goes, the money picks up, and we'll be able to afford George. And maybe even, I think, some of us have thought we could afford both George and DeForest Buckner. But I'll be damned if we're going to get rid of both of them, fam. You know what? If you're sitting around saying, ain't nobody bigger than the team. He don't take $12 million, he can keep the Hey, look, man, you know what? Do you know how much impact that will have on the 49ers offense? I'm just saying, my opinion on this. You may be right, but I'm telling you right now, that is going to have a dramatic effect on the 49ers offense if there's no George Kittle in it. All that process is unknown since, as I say, the COVID virus just ruined everything. The things what we could have done with the revenue. The revenue for the upcoming season is going to be impacted as well. We're not going to be packing people in the stands. Now what? That's more money. Of course, there's going to be, I understand there's, wasn't Dre saying something about, I forget, there's money coming from somewhere. Anyway, what do you do to keep the top tight end of the game from sitting out in 2020? Because his agent is going to insist that he do that. I just know it. All of this. Also, if the things right now were normal, what would you finally pay George Kittle? Would you go ahead and take a hardline stance and say, listen, George, we're willing to go 15 or 16, but we're not going a dollar over that. It's principle. So we're going to franchise tag you, and it's your choice to sign it or do whatever you want to do. But we know you like to play football. So you go ahead and you make your decision, and there's the offer. I don't want to see this go. I just don't want to see this. Anthony Baker says, hey, what's up, fam? Memphis, love all shit. Hey, Anthony, wait. Anthony, I've seen you in a few days, actually. Matt Ben, I see you, man. From Bend, Oregon. And John V says, I just can't see how we manage close to $20 million without cutting some crucial pieces to our defense. And that's a scary part about it. But, you could whittle away. You don't have to have so many running backs. You're not going to have all those wide receivers. You don't have to. You know what? You really cannot mess with your defense. You have to leave that alone, even if it costs George Kittle. Actually, you cannot make amends. Just can't do it. DJ Malone, how's it going? Hey, DJ, it's all right, man. If George Kittle's situation would just stop, I'd be fine. Otherwise, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not really comfortable with this. I'm not losing any sleep because I'm wearing myself out every day. But the thing is, I didn't like this at all. And Mark Rich says, what's up? Shout out from Texas. Repping the Niners for life. Mark! Yes! DJ Malone. Oh, we already did. Where are we? Tom West, 14.5 max. Oh, I just wish, I really wish, I'd like to know what George's real feeling is. He can't say anything right now because, he's not supposed to. He's supposed to be quiet. Mr. Block Guys 22, as long as Ronbo Sports, as long as at Ronbo, that we will be able to sign our other players. Also in the future, Kittle is a must-have guy, though. I just want our chemistry to stay intact on both sides of the ball. I do, too. I definitely. And Shea Lewis, nothing new, Ronbo. He's the best in the game. See, this is Mr. Block Guys, you bring up a very serious point. The 49ers have been successful largely due to George Kittle on offense. That offense can actually go to the next level now that everybody's starting to maybe possibly catching up with George Kittle. You see, George has been pretty much carrying the offense. Jimmy G's done his role, and the running backs did too. But think about this for a minute. The running backs nor Jimmy G would really be able to do their jobs as well as they have without George. That's just the bottom line. He comes up with these miracle plays. He's out there just, as you know, he makes damn near a two-yard difference in the run game per snap. This is staggeringly bad. You just can't do without that. It's not like Javon Kinlaw came along to fall on our laps to possibly take over DeForest Buckner, but then I'll be damned if there's another George Kittle out there. It's just not. So, what do you do? You can't. How are you going to compensate for that? James, come on in, man.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
James, like last year, and this year a little more serious, because we probably could have found a kicker somewhere, but there ain't no more George Kittles. we got a real problem here, and I'm thinking George could be franchise tagged. That is one answer, but he ain't got to play. What are you thinking? And what would you pay?
Well, I tell you, it's really, this is a constant yearly issue when you start having premium success and you're at the top of the chart. And we're right there right now. And this is kind of touchy because I'm going to tell you something. Shanahan, first of all, I understand Kittle is a very important piece for our team, and we do need to sign him. But there's some real factors involved because right now with the COVID-19 and not being able to put fans back in the stands right now and generate revenue, these guys are really on a slippery slope because Kyle Shanahan one thing about Kyle Shanahan, he's not going to let a player be more big-headed than anybody else on the team. And with this agent, I mean, you know, it seems like that's what he's doing, because I understand Kittle is all around, but all around receiver as well as a tight end, a great blocker, and he fits the scheme in what we do. But with that being said, I mean, I even think 14 mil is a little harsh, because it's simple. You know, the market is 10.6. If they even say, well, look, right now, because of the COVID, we only want to go, just say 12-2 a year. And that's almost that's almost close to another $1,800,000 more resetting the market. Because, you know, the owners, I mean, they're looking at it, you know, like, hey, listen, these big contracts and re-signing these guys, their contracts are based off the revenue. That's how their contracts get paid. So it's a trying time, and I wouldn't, you know, I hope he doesn't overstep his boundaries, because yeah, he's great, but how great would he be in another system? You understand, without Kyle Shanahan? Because
James, I just want to interject on that just a second. You know what? I have a feeling whatever offense he went to, they would probably design that program around him to be similar to what Kyle does with him. I thought about that, and I said, if I'm another team, I don't try to change George. I tell George when he gets here, listen, I like what you do and how you do it, and what we're going to do, we're going to build a lot of things around what you do, because he's that damn good.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he is that good. But I will say this much: you're talking about resetting the market basically at a stranglehold of a contract for any team with a tight end that, you know, even though he catches he has a high percentage of the offense goes through him, but you know, if he doesn't want 14 million, I'm telling you right now, this is what they could do. 2 years, the first year they tag him, it's only 12.2 something, somewhere in that range.
They can get it for 2 years.
They tag
for that contract.
Yeah, the second year they tag him again, it's only 13 something. And within that time, they'll find somebody that will say, well, hey, listen, you know, we'll give you 2 first rounders, or our third rounder in this year's draft, and a fourth rounder with next year's first rounder will owe you. And, you know, hey.
Yeah, that could be, because you never know what's coming down the pike. So, yeah, that could be a great deal.
I think that Shanahan's vision may actually be that, you know, you keep retooling and rebuilding. And, you know, they're looking at it like, you know, well, if we offer him $14 million in the market, it's 10-6 with Hunter Henry's. That's really like saying, you know, I'm better than everybody else on the team, which, truth be told, he is better than a lot of players on the offense. But
he is, actually.
You know,
he's in a class of his own.
And I know he is. And the thing is, you know, it's just scary, because what are they going to do? Where's all the revenue going to come from? Look at the amount of 1-year tenured players that we got already. And the revenue is not there right now. And it's not going to be for a moment. Hopefully that all changes. Hopefully they figure out a way to say, listen, don't high five nobody. Don't grab a fist and, you know, serenade each other and like, yeah, man, great player. They don't have any contact whatsoever. And just go there and sit in your seat and, you know, do you, keep your mask and your gloves on. I'm really trying to figure this out, how it's going to happen. And then you got guys that, you know, they were 5th round draft picks or late round draft picks, and Kyle Shanahan turns them into a superstar. And then they want to be paid like, you know, I don't know.
And George could be benefiting from Kyle's system, and probably is. But That
It
is
is.
why he's
It's
even
no.
more valuable for that reason, because he fits Kyle Shanahan's
But
system like a glove.
here's a question I got for you, Ronbo, and I know you got to go here any minute now. What do you think that possibly this is I think this may be actually being orchestrated by the agent more than George Kittle.
Yeah, I'm sure of
And
that.
I think it might be a point where Kittle might say, "Hey, man, listen, I got a brotherhood of guys, in that
And
locker
we got some
room that,
unfinished business to
you know,
contend to. I just want to
yeah,
play
and
football.
and
Yeah.
why hurt them? You know what? If they want to give me, 13 million, I'll take it because there's other players they still got to get signed. Jimmy is going to be due the year after that. Yeah. So,
Oh, I know, and
yeah,
that's
man.
it's a scary thing. And like you mentioned before you started,
It is.
when you start
It
winning,
is.
then these headaches start. So
Yeah.
yeah,
The success happens, and here comes all the people, the bottom feeders out the sewer, like Pete Carroll, sitting out there in your parking lot, tapping your office phone lines, wanting to hear, what you want to do with other players.
yeah. Hey, but James, you
You
know
know,
what? We do have to go. But I tell you what, one thing is
you
for
know.
certain, there is no team in the NFL right now that has $20 million to give George. Now I don't know how close they could come. Could
They
they
just don't
outbid us?
have it, and
Yeah.
they just don't have it. And right now, with seeing what just took place, they're gonna be extremely cautious going forward here for a minute until
Yeah.
we get the clarity. It's gonna happen, but the problem is when, And
I
let's
know.
hope people don't start getting sicker and everything again because they're starting to,
Oh,
unshelter now.
I
So let's
know.
stay
I
up
don't watch the
here.
numbers closely because I'm scared to see what they're going to say. And
Yeah,
yes, the cases are
yeah, up here in
increasing. Okay, don't even
yeah,
want to talk about that right now,
yeah,
James.
man.
I'll
Yeah, man.
talk. I'll see you. I see you in a couple of days actually. Oh yeah, all right, Monday night. Yeah, we'll be back later. Okay, thanks,
All right,
James.
man. Niner Empire, Niner for life. Everyone be as safe as you can. Be blessed, be careful, and have a good night.
You
Be
too, fam.
blessed.
Night, James.
See you.
Ah,
Thank you.
man. You know how empty we'd feel? The 49ers have not reached an agreement with George Kittle and his agent. Was he Becta? Anyway, he has informed the 49ers that his client will not be coming off the seat what he's sitting on until he gets a deal that makes sense for George Kittle. Anyway, hey, Salvador! Thanks, Sal! 3-year extension, 50 mil, 2016-14 a year. Yeah, front load, back. 50 million guaranteed. Well, you know what? Just guarantee the whole thing. How can he scoff at that? He could fire his agent then if he doesn't like it. Sal, I like that. Get Parag on the phone and ask him if he's went this route. Oh, wait. This just in. What?
What the?
We're talking about
$50
George.
million?
We're talking about George Kittle.
$50 million.
Yes.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Oh no!
You know,
Let's just get this out
it
of the
does
way.
sound outrageous, but what if, you got to rearrange that offense is built around George. Now you got to redo it. That's a lot of
I just
trouble.
don't want to. Yes, that's a lot of money too. I mean, the guarantee. All right, so this is. I feel like some people don't really get how contract works or like incentives and all that, or
Yeah,
like guarantees.
you explain then.
So basically, when Richard Sherman did his contract, he did it based on if he made the Pro Bowl, he would get more money. But if he did like a certain, like if he got more pass blocks or interceptions, which he got like I think like 5 on the year, he would get more money. So in George's case, he will probably argue if I get touchdowns or if I get more receptions or if I'm more pass block or my blocking is good or I commit penalties or no fumbling.
Just to cut to the chase, you're saying load it up with incentives, all right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's exactly what I'm saying right there. Exactly what I'm saying.
Well, they're probably going to do that.
I'm saying that George should be his agent, should be his own agent to negotiate what he wants. He shouldn't rely on the way the NFL players are doing it now. They don't want to rely on another person to tell them what they want. They want to tell the team what they want. That's why Richard Sherman negotiated his own contract.
Not
and
many.
now I think George should do.
You got a handful.
Yeah. I'm saying that George, if he should tell everyone what he wants, not have somebody else tell what he wants, because George is like one of those unique people that actually is a team player and doesn't only care about himself and making more money. He wants the team to succeed.
Justin, you know what though? The thing is, you have to really go through a training course for all the legalese. You're going to read through that contract. They could still do a number on you. I don't think that they would do a number on George as far as trust goes, but you need to know what you're reading. There's a lot of terminology that you're going to have to look up to find out what it means. You know, George doesn't want to go through all that. That's why agents do what they do, because they got that all down. So he's not going to be able to rep himself. But he could tell his agent to back off, because he's still in control of the situation as far as agent goes, and he could instruct him. I don't know. And I think anytime a guy gets married, though, wifey's probably talking to the agent more than George is. And she's saying, well, okay, you do what you can, and we'll put a sign up if we think you're going too far.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's a unique situation for foreigners, because not only you got George Kittle that's all a contract, but you got Jimmy Garoppolo who's got a contract expiring after the season. Yeah. He's due for another thing. Then you got DJ Jones, you got Nick Mullins, who's a serviceable backup. It could be a really good backup, And so there's a lot of players, and you got Ronald Blair. You got Ronald Blair too.
All these guys are on one-year contracts. Kendrick, it goes on and on. Juice. Yeah. We got a whole lot of one-year contracts.
And remember Juice Check. He set the standard for fullbacks. Like his money, the amount of money he got paid. A lot of people criticize that, but now what he's doing in the offense now, it's similar to what George is doing, where Juice Check reset the fullback market a little bit.
And what do we say? What do we say about Juice? We say he's getting. Oh, come on! You're paying him way too much. The first thing we always say, you're paying him way too much. And now you look at the effect.
Yeah, and you see the impact he has on the West Coast offense, and how he's used as a receiver and a blocker most of the time. So, and he doesn't complain about his spot. He knows what he has to do. So
and then all of a sudden he'll make
be similar to what George.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he'll make a circus catch. The guy's got all kind of skills.
Yeah. So I'm saying, and I keep saying this contract will not get signed until next season, until next offseason, because I already know they're not going to want to do this contract. They tried to do it with DeForest Buckner, and it did not work out so well. They learned their lesson. They're not going to force a contract. He's going to want to earn that contract. He's going to want to play out this year. But this is why. Essentially, that's what I'm. He's going to say, this is why I should get paid this, because of how well I played this season.
Okay,
more and more years to come up.
Justin, before we run out of time, what would you pay him? Since you didn't like Sal's contract.
I'd probably say 15 million or 16 million.
Shit,
but that's incentive-based, too. Incentive-based. And then probably
which will excel his money to another level. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I can't see why they can't do that.
And some guaranteed money, and some guaranteed money in there, too. And I'd probably say probably a 5-year contract, if I'm thinking. Yeah. A 5-year contract, money spread it out to 5 years.
Right.
Because George has grown so much in this 4-year contract, he deserves a maximum year contract where he can excel in this offense.
Right. All right, Justin, that's because nobody wants to see George.
Now it's $50 million, okay? And Robbie Gould is probably going to leave this. I'll finish up with this. Robbie Gould, he's probably going to leave after this season, so we might have to start looking after another kickers, man. We might have to look for new kickers, man, after this season.
Didn't Gould sign at least a 3-year deal? I forgot what his deal was. Anyway,
his deal expires this year. I think.
He had a 2-year deal. Okay. Anyway.
So.
Okay. Anyway, let's continue this later on this week. Okay. Thanks, Justin.
All right. Have a good day, everybody. Trust me. Be safe.
You too. Night. Oh, man. In fact, I thought Robbie had at least a 4 or 5 year deal. Maybe I could be wrong. What am I looking at here? Oh, okay. Oh, Salvador says, Justin, I didn't say it was $50 million guaranteed. I did, actually. No, $50 million was the entire contract, Justin. I'd have no problem giving $50 million to George Kittle. But anyway, hey, Dre.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, George is. They call him now they call him the unicorn. They're probably gonna make T-shirts soon saying the unicorn. Anyway, the unicorn, the agent is working hard. He's working hard.
Yeah,
But I don't know how you feel. But well, go ahead, Dre.
I mean, I'm tired of hearing people say, "Man, he blocks, he catches passes." That's what a fucking tight end is. Excuse my language, but a tight end is supposed to block, catch passes.
But Dre,
no. It hasn't changed. That's been the history of the tight end position, bro. You're supposed to block. You're supposed to be a good blocker. You're supposed to be able to catch passes. That's what the tight end is. I'm tired of hearing that shit.
Okay.
He does so much.
I just want to make one comparison.
No, he doesn't.
Would you rather have Carlos Hyde or Dalvin Cook running the ball for you?
I would rather have neither because neither of them show up in big games. Did you see what he did to Dalvin Cook
Okay. How about Zeke?
Did you see what Dalvin Cook did against top 10 defenses all year long, Ronbo? Just go look at his stats against top 10 defenses last year.
My whole point was it's a level of excellence. If you do a better job than the next guy, would you rather have Brock Osweiler or Tom Brady as your quarterback?
Kyle Shanahan's system. We're talking about somebody who had
you think George is a system
total
player?
catches in 4 years.
Could be.
George is a great player. Don't get me wrong. I love George Kittle, right? Great dude.
Okay.
He stays 2 hours after practices to sign autographs, like literally stays 2 hours to sign everybody's autograph and take pictures. Great guy.
Yeah.
But man, all of this, it's the system. It's the system, and it's the way that he was placed in that system to be successful. People have to realize that, man. He was put in the perfect system with the perfect coach to be successful at what he does. Nobody knew who the hell George Kittle was. Let's be honest, man. Nobody knew who he was. If George Kittle wants 20
they didn't know how to use him in Iowa. They had no idea what they had at Iowa. And
Iowa is look, man. If George Kittle wants $20 million a year, Ronbo, y'all might as well kiss the baby.
No,
his show job with
we're looking at his worth. We're not necessarily getting him $20 million because he's not going to get $20 million.
Put it like this. So this is the thing with the salary cap. This is what everybody has to realize, right? It's $49 million next year, plus the $12 million from Solomon Thomas that he was supposed to get. So that's going to be $61 million. The owners are worried about the increases because the new CBA says that the teams were going to get a 5% increase, which equals to $50 million for each team, right? Okay. So that's what they're worried about. So even if we don't hit that increase, we're still going to have $61 million. Kyle Shanahan is setting things up for life without. Put it like this: you don't need George Kittle on the left side of that line no more with Trent Williams. You don't need him blocking. You just need somebody to catch that. You don't need him to block over there. Maybe on run plays, but on pass protection, you're not going to need no help. Trent Williams can block 2 men if he wants.
Okay, but you're still taking away potency. Even if Trent Williams is capable of all that, why would you want to be taking away potency? Especially, that's not where George's job ends.
You're not taking away potency if
you took George out.
Any coach in the NFL, if you ask any coach in the NFL what's more important, your left tackle or your tight end, what they gonna say, Ronbo?
Dre,
what they gonna say?
The question is your left tackle. No, your tackle is important for what he does. But I'm talking about that guy who picks people off in space. Go ahead.
Quarterback, Ronbo, we all know left tackle is probably the most important position.
No, it is. He protects the quarterback, blind side, and everything. No, there's no understating the tackle. I'm just concerned with the fact that, okay, I had that, and now I'm going to remove this. I don't want to take anything out.
I'm just trying to put it into everybody's head, man, that when it comes to John Lynch and how him and Kyle Shanahan run teams, man, nobody is going to get paid an excessive amount of money on a year-to-year basis. Man.
They can't.
That's
true.
It's just not. That's just not how they run the team, man. George Kittle, $16 million at the most, 16.5. Okay, guarantee him, $39 million, $40 million. DeAndre Hopkins, he got guaranteed $36.5 million. So, okay, George, you're getting, if you're at 38, you're getting $1.5 million. Okay, not 38, guarantee him 39, you're getting $2.5 million more than DeAndre Hopkins, bro. You're getting $2.5 million more than DeAndre Hopkins, bro. Like, what more do you want, man?
Hopkins,
like, I just don't.
Hopkins is not famous for blocking.
Understand.
He has no impact on the offense other than what he does.
Okay, give him wide receiver one money. So I'm going off of DeAndre Hopkins because Julio gets $22 million a year. He's not going to get that for sure. He's not getting that. But Mark Cooper gets $20 million a year. He's not going to get that. So let's just bring it down. Let's say 15.5, 16, 16.5, and give the man 39 to 40 million guaranteed at the most. It's just this is the thing that's going to happen with George. His agent is going to turn him into public enemy number one for fans. Because if he holds out, you could please, Ronbo, there's going to be a lot of 49ers fans who's not going to like this guy.
I know, but you know what's really funny? Because we all know George well enough to know he is not the motivating force behind that agent. That agent's on his own. At some point, I do see George calling him off. I'm betting on that. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how $14 million a year wasn't enough. You know, and you're not going to get a new contract this year, George. It's just not going to happen.
And
we have $15 million in cap space. We have $15 million in cap space left for this year, and we still haven't signed all of our draftees. We still haven't signed them. And you're going to get a new contract this year, George?
And Drake,
like you had the opportunity to get that, and you didn't want it.
The bottom line is no other NFL franchise is going to offer more than that. They can't. They just don't. They can't.
Exactly. They can't. They can't, bro. So like what?
So anyway.
Are you living in like a paradox, like a time paradigm? Like what universe are you living in, bro?
They're just trying to sell it. They're just trying to sell it. They're trying to get away with it because George Kittle is special. But you're right. We gotta go, fam.
I just don't get it, bro.
I know. Money can be evil. Dre, I'm gonna see you later.
Ask any other tight ends they got offered $14 million what they would want, man. Shout out to TNT fan, man.
Tell everybody where to find you.
My player partner Will. Man, Niners All Day podcast on YouTube. Fran 49er on Twitter. Also Dre Berry on YouTube, man. We did some content about this specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
This is my thing. I want George Kittle to be a 49er, man. But we
and be a happy Niner.
We can't.
All right.
We can't, guys.
All right, fam. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but a couple of days. All right. Night, Dre. Oh, yeah. But like James said, get used to this, fam. From now until God knows when, we're going to be doing this every spring off season because we're that good. And when you get good, you get hassles. Hey, Dollar, Bill, Will.
What up?
Fam, I guess, you can't be happy. Will, when you're losing, you're complaining, you're mad as hell. And then when you're winning, still complaining. And I'm not mad at George because he's supposed to try to get his money. But as an agent, I don't like agents. They always go over the line because they don't care about the team. They just want to see how much money they can squeeze. And if your team goes down in shambles, they don't care. See? So anyway, we're working on George. What are you gonna do with George?
Well, I mean, Dre has some good points. Shout out to Dre, man. My player partner, but man, you got a tight end that can block. We got a tight end that can make plays in the passing game. We got a tight end that drug 3 Saints down the field to win to have us beat the Saints in that game during the week. I mean, during that season, man. You don't
win that game without him.
Right. He's arguably the best tight end in the league. Without a doubt, he's better than Travis Kelce. But sometimes everything comes with a certain extent, and that $20 million, I think that's just too much. I think that's the agent. I think Kittle has a different mindset, but I think the agent is behind the scenes doing all the work.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, JJ.
What up, Jersey Joe? But yeah, I think it's the agent. I think it's the agent behind the scenes doing the work, and I think Kittle. Needs to step in and tell his agent, look, man, I love this team. These my brothers. I don't want to be on no other team, man. Look, whatever they offer me, they offer me. I think Kyle and John is setting the same standard that the New England Patriots are doing. Remember when Jamie Collins got mad at Belichick because he wanted a certain amount of money? Bill Belichick
shipped his butt out. Yeah.
He sent Jamie Collins to the Cleveland Browns as a punishment, and the Patriots was able to still win, and the Patriots still was able to win championships. See, that's the mindset that Kyle and John has. Kyle and John has a certain extent with their money. They're not going to give you buku of money. They're not going to do that because they want to look after the future as well. So Kyle, we got Parag Marate doing the numbers, and he do very well with the contracts. But as a whole, as a front office, they're not going to give you bukus of money. They're not. They're gonna try to be as fair as they can, provide you with a contract, and if you take it, you take it. If you don't, you don't. But they're going to continue to add talent because they got other talent that can step in and play. They following the Patriots. Man. They doing the Patriots plan. You know Kyle and John. You know Kyle and Bill Belichick sat down. They talked before. They have conversations before.
That's
the plan they follow. And right, and nothing's wrong. And nothing is wrong with that because you can see the Patriots was letting go players, bringing in less talent, still winning football games, still winning championships because they know how to win from a financial level to a talent level. And that's what the 49ers are doing.
And Will, I just want to add to this. What you just said, it's a very good point because Kyle and company and all the coaches and everybody else, they probably looked out throughout the personnel and figured out life after Kittle. They're probably already thinking about that now, what it's going to look like and where do we have compensating pieces and things like that. How do we move forward? Because there's no doubt about it. We can all say what we want to, but Kittle leaves that offense, it's going to leave a gap. But go ahead.
Well, Ronbo, you already got the wide receiver. You got the wide receiver set in place. You got Ayuk. You got Bourne and Deebo Samuel. You got them. You know what I'm saying? And you got the running back game. You got the running back game intact. You got your offensive lineman. You got Trent Williams. So if you lose Kittle, I know he's a big piece, but that offense is not going to lose any steps. I don't think it won't because it's Kyle Shanahan's system. Kyle Shanahan's system gets players open. It's not the players getting open. It's Kyle Shanahan's system that gets the players open.
Well, you remember that stretch?
Not underestimating their talent, but that's what Kyle Shanahan's system does. It gets people open, more than one person open.
It's a system thing. But remember during the stretch when Kittle was out, was it 3 games? The miserable Hawks beat us that night, but it was a mistake. Did we play the Ravens without Kittle?
I'm not sure, but that Seattle game, we could have won that game at home. We was dropping footballs. That's how we lost that game.
True, that's true.
And we didn't have Trent Williams at the time.
Well, Trent Williams is yet to be seen. His story in San Francisco, but I'm just wondering because every week the George didn't play, I was scared to death. But we did okay. I think we were 2 out of 3. Were we 2 out of 3? We lost the game. I don't know. Did we just lose one? I think we just lost one game, actually. So
that Kittle. Yeah, Kittle was out the Seattle game at home because he was in the stands because they showed a picture of him celebrating when Drake Greenlaw picked that ball off in overtime. So Kittle didn't play in that game. We played against Seattle at home, but we was dropping balls. That's how we lost that game. We was dropping footballs.
Yeah.
So
JJ's got twins now. He's got to give you double beeps. But I just wonder, you can't make adjustments in the middle of the season like that, but you can before the season starts. So, I don't think George is bigger than the team, and it is the system is what generates the potency that it does.
But at the end of the day, Ronbo, Kittle ain't going nowhere.
No, I know, right? So this discussion is
so it got to be the agent. It got to be the agent trying to do this. And Kittle once they start asking Kittle what he wants, he's gonna speak the truth. I think it's just the
Right now, he
agent
won't.
just trying to pull strings.
Yeah.
But Kittle gonna remain the 49er, so I'm not even worried about it. Kittle gonna get the contract that he deserves, and it's gonna be fair to the team, and it's gonna be fair to him, and we're gonna keep him moving, man. So that's how I say it. So
let him get back to his legendary revenge tour. The man's got unfinished business. Will, good stuff, man. I'll see you in a couple of days.
all right, man. Take it easy, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fam, my player partner Dre, Trey, Big Show Russo. Shout out to the my Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jersey Joe, Sheik, Sewell, all them guys, man. San Francisco 49ers, Tampa Bay, Florida, Super Bowl 55. The San Francisco 49ers versus to be announced. All right, Ronbo.
I like what he said. That Will.
All right, man.
Oh, yeah, man. That's so. George Kittle, he just has the guy's personality. Everything about him is just such a complete package. It's a great guy, man. I really want him on this team. I wish he'd be happy, though. Don't cry about the cash. $15 million is more than any tight end in the league. You've accomplished it, whichever it was. Hey, Darren, come on in, man.
Hey, what up, Ronbo?
Darren, man, just like I say, last year we could hate on Robbie Gould because he's like making people mad with some of the things he was saying and doing. Everywhere he was going around the U.S. and wearing Cubs uniforms and talking about how much he loved the city of Chicago. So, it was easy to be mad with Robbie, but George is not saying a word. And I'm wondering, well, George, what are you thinking? He ain't gonna say nothing. But, I really wish I knew what he was thinking so I could relax. Because the agent is out there playing with a knife in one hand, a sword in the other, man. Y'all go pay me because I got George Kittle. He's one of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in the NFL. That's a scary argument. Taryn, what are you going to do, and what are you going to pay him? What would you pay him?
Well, let me ask you this first question, Ronbo. Is George Kittle $9 million a year better than Travis Kelce?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Exactly my point.
So yeah,
so
$20 million is way out of line.
Paying him $18 to $20 million a year, you do not pay a tight end that much money. That's just ridiculous. In my opinion, George Kittle should get no more than 14.
And give him an incentive package to go along with it.
Let me tell you, yeah. Well, and I agree with what Justin said. I mean, kind of like Richard Sherman. Like, if I'm George Kittle and I feel like, I am the best tight end in football, bank on yourself. Say, you know what? Go ahead and give me $12 million a year and give me $6 million in incentives, because incentives don't cost anything towards your salary cap.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, give me $12 million a year. If I catch 75 balls, give me a million. If I make the Pro Bowl, which he's going to do, give me another million.
Mm-hmm.
If I catch 1,000 yards, give me $1 million. If I catch 7 touchdowns, give me $1 million. Because he had five touchdowns called back last year. So
I know, my God.
But but as far as paying him that much money, no, because here's another issue with that. Like I think Dre had mentioned, we have a lot of people who are free agents next year, and as well as I do, when you're on your last year of your deal, everybody's going to want to eat. Ronald Blair, he got a 1-year deal. Bourne, he's got K'Wan Williams. All these dudes are going to want to get paid. So this roster is going to eat because they want to get their money just like George Kittle does.
Yeah.
So I would pay him, like I said, I'd give him I think $12 million base is fair because that still makes him the highest paid tight end.
Yeah.
I give you your $12 million base. You're still the highest paid tight end, and bank on yourself. And I'll give you, but I really do feel like what Justin said. You give him a nice signing bonus up front. Give him a nice bonus up front.
That
but as far as his base, no more than $12 million. What do you think?
Agree. No, I like it. And in fact, if you can work the numbers. I don't know how the agent understands that stuff. You can work the numbers, so it's a very lucrative contract. There's no need to put a blast against the cap. And that's what that agent needs to understand. Because, quite frankly, Terry, like it's been said a million times, the 49ers say, listen, we're done talking. If you don't like this deal, that's fine. We've got the cap. I mean, we got the, we can put the, what do you call it when you get a guy? We could franchise him and be done with this. I'd go ahead and get tired of talking. I'd probably say that. And the agent probably called me rude, but that's fine.
And I know George is smart. George comes off as a team, as a team first guy. So and he's smart. He's playing his cards right. He's not saying a word because he's letting his agent do the talking. But I think there's going to come a point in time where he's like, okay, look, I'm tired of playing this back and forth stuff. I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking for, which I think is fair, and I think he'll end up getting about $14 million a year.
That's it.
What
It'll
I think.
max out at that.
Yeah, I think about 14. But yeah, that's what I think is good. But as far as that, because DJ Jones, all these other guys who are playing on 1-year deals, left on their contracts, there's going to be at least half these guys are going to play probably at a Pro Bowl level. K1's going to play at a Pro Bowl level, which he's already been a monster. You got DJ Jones, Ronald Blair's come back from this ACL tear. He's going to be hungry. So there's going to be a lot of guys who are going to ball out this year and don't want to get paid. And if George Kittle's really a team first guy, he knows he can't get paid that much money.
Yes, indeed. And that's what I'm saying. I know George knows. You feel like you want to call George's house. George, you see what's going on with your agent, right? Who is this? Ronbo. George, people want to know. Let me tell people, man. You are not saying give me $20 million a year, but your agent is trying to get as close to $20 million as he can. Can you give him a fence that he can't go over? Tell him 13, 5, or 14. Come on, man. You start begging him.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I think that's what it comes down to. I mean, I think everybody will come to their sense. I know everybody's a little freaked out right now, but I will say, and I think I was listening to Dre. He's correct. I mean, I think George Kittle is the best tight end. Don't get me wrong. I think he would ball in any system, but I think playing in this system is his best bet.
Yeah, that's true.
And I truly believe, and people are forgetting, and I'm not saying he's George Kittle by any means, but Charlie Warner came from the same type of deal. He's not as fast as Kittle, but he wasn't utilized as a receiver. He was a blocking guy. But if you go back to what George Kittle was in high school, Charlie Warner the same way.
Exactly.
Everybody forgets Charlie Warner. Charlie Warner had 60 touchdowns in high school.
And he actually was a receiver.
Not yet, exactly. And it's not 16, it's 6-0. He had 60 touchdowns when he was in high school. And he was a receiver, so he learned how to block. So the receiving skills are already there. You know what I'm saying?
And Kyle knew that. And, he may be explosive, and he blocks well.
And he blocks.
Yeah.
He blocks. I mean, they said by far he was the best blocking tight end in this draft. And people forget he does have skills as a receiver. It's just Georgia likes to run the ball, and they have good receivers already. So they're like, okay, we'll put you at the best position for the team. So he was like, okay, I'll learn how to block. He even said it himself. He's like, the first 2 years I struggled, and then I finally put it together my junior year. So
And remember,
right,
just like you mentioned, George was nothing but pretty much a blocking tight end in Iowa because they didn't really know what he could do. So
exactly.
All right, Sharon. Good
All
stuff
right, Ronbo.
as usual.
Good content as usual.
Thanks, man. We'll look for you
in
another few days.
I'll call back in a couple of days.
Looking forward.
All right, sir.
Night, Darren.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
You too. And Santana!
What's up? What's going, man?
Santana. I think in the back of our minds, we all know George Kittle is not going to be in another uniform next year. You got guys, you got other teams putting George Kittle. I've seen Green Bay, and I've seen one Cowboys mime, and I call them mimes. They put George in their uniforms. I wanted to, boy, y'all don't understand, do you? We can franchise him. You can't get him and put him in that ugly uniform. But what are you going to do? Is George getting 14? Is he getting 14? Is he getting 16? Is he getting 17? What would you pay him? And your reason for paying him?
Ronbo, I mean, I love George Kittle, man. He's amazing, but I mean, I'm not backing up the bank truck for him. I'm sorry, Ronbo. He's just a tight end, man. His job is to catch and block and do other little stuff, and I think he's a product of Kyle Shanahan's system.
A few people
he can catch, and he can catch, and he's a good, blocker. But I mean, I think that if we bring any other somewhat of a good tight end, look for example, Ronbo. I mean, Ross Dwelly, he wasn't a good blocker, but look at that one game he had 3 touchdowns, And it was all a product of Kyle Shanahan's play calling,
Santana, just to put everything in proper perspective, though. Okay, George Kittle's not just any tight end, though. This is my only the position I want to make clear. When we look at George Kittle, we can't just call him just a tight end. That's a Pro Bowl tight end, miles above every tight end in the league, except for 2 or 3. So you got to be
He is, Ronbo.
You know, when you got to look at him that way and understand, and then from there, maybe you come up with a figure that's fair. And that's the thing I just want to point out. But go ahead.
But you don't. But you don't pay him. You're not going to pay him 13 or 14.
You don't cripple the team.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you're going to hurt the team. You know, so it's like I rather. You know, I mean, I rather have a good team for a couple of years than ruin it by signing one good player. You know.
True.
And I don't think we're in a good. I don't think we're in a good spot to be handing out money or backing up the truck right now. You know, because we got other players we got to sign later on in the future. So it has to be so it's like I don't know what's gonna happen if that's what he wants, money. Then I don't know if Kyle and John Lynch are gonna give him the money. I mean, the way that Kyle and
I think it's his agent.
What's up, Ronbo?
I think it's his agent. I think we need to realize it's his agent. Yeah, but George does have the ability to call him off, but still.
Yeah, I mean, but they still got time to negotiate, so he's not gonna let loose. So he's it's like every player, they're trying to get as much as they can and hope for the best. And if they get what they want, they get what they want. But I mean, Ronbo, I love George Kittle, man. He is a big part of our offense, but I'm just not willing to give up a lot of money to jeopardize the rest of the team. Later
you can't
down,
do that.
Like later,
you can't. You better not do that.
So,
I agree. You know what's going to end up happening?
I mean, we still. What's up?
I was going to say, George's going to come out looking like a hero. I figure somewhere between July and August, we're going to get this big headline. As soon as you open up your computer, boom, or your phone or whatever, as soon as you open up, George Kittle fires Becta, hires blah, blah. He comes in and negotiates a contract. Immediately, George's going to get 13.5 with a bunch of incentives we can't even mention. And he's ready to play football. See, and that means George becomes the hero. I kind of think he likes that kind of spotlight anyway.
I mean, Ronbo, how much is Travis Kelce making? It's not.
Travis is one of the lowest paid.
Right?
I think Travis is around 9. Actually, he's not the highest paid.
9,
but he's 31
a year, right?
Yeah, 9 something, I think.
And then Hooper's new contract. What is it, like 10 something?
10.6,
10.5 or
10.5, 10.6.
10.6. All right, so. I mean, a good deal would be maybe 12, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know. I don't even know.
Would be a good deal.
Even 11 would be a good deal, So if the 14, 15, we can't, Ronbo. We can't do it. I'm sorry, but
well, then you're just being. If you give him that much, though, you're just. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's too much. I agree because he's by definition he's a tight end. So
yes. So, and not only that, Ronbo, we got to see these other young players too as well. I mean, what happens if George Kittle's in this? It doesn't stand down, right? It doesn't fold, and wants 14 or whatever. And then next year or this year coming up, then you see Kyle Shanahan pretty much, switching up the play style where he doesn't get enough touches, kind of level out the playing field, pretty much telling George Kittle, it's my system. You get the ball if you want, But I mean, I don't know.
You can't play that game with your players though, because George Kittle's going to help. I know. George is going to help you win, so you got to use him. But I know what you're saying though, because you got to. In practice though, I would be looking hard at Warner. I don't. Dwelly cannot hold Kittle's jock, but I'm looking around at some of the other guys and see where I can gravitate toward another player to carry my team. Because quite frankly, we can act like George can be replaced all we want to. But the bottom line is we won just about every game that George played in because and largely due to his contribution during the course of that game. The defense did a great job. But whatever the offense did, it probably went through George the majority of the time. So he's a scary guy.
Yeah, he's a scary guy. He's a playmaker, no doubt, Ronbo. He's a stud, But I mean, you're asking for 14, 15. Well, the real question is, you think John Lynch and Kyle, if they're gonna do it? So, man, it's a
scary.
It's a waiting game, And I love George Kittle. I hope he signs, man. But I wouldn't be willing to pay, 14.
He will, even if they give him the franchise tag, he'll come in and sign it. So we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Yeah,
I just remember.
yeah, I mean, I just remember the years, man. We weren't even that good. We weren't even competitive,
I
And
know.
now that we
Shh,
actually
don't
have a
tell people.
team, that's competitive, and we just
Here
went
come
to
the
the Super Bowl
headaches.
last year.
Yeah. Santiago, we gotta
So
go.
it's
I'm gonna see you later in
all
the
right,
week,
man.
okay?
All right, later,
All
man.
right, fam. Night.
See you, man. Take care.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because at least the organization knows they have the support of the Niner Empire as far as how much George should get paid. And George knows that too. You think he's not paying attention to what's being said? You know he is. George's on social media. Hey, George, how you doing, man? I want you to get your money, man. But you know how it goes. We still need a football team for you to play with. George! John V. Come on in, John.
Happening, brother?
John, more headaches.
How are you, my friend?
I'm waiting to say. I'll be able to say next time you ask me that question when I see George that has already signed. John, I tell you, I can't remember last time I felt this good. I had taken about a whole half a bottle of Jack Daniels. I woke up with a headache, but I felt good that night. But I just tell you, because the thing is, I really know the 49ers are not going to lose George Kittle, but it's the stress of even thinking about it. It's making me crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that a lot of this, the media is spinning it out of control, and his agent's doing the best he can to maximize every opportunity. Because, this dude's going to get paid too. Mm-hmm. So if he gets a mega deal, this guy's getting cut in, But listen, Ronbo, I thought about this. Where is he going? Where is George going to go? He loves Kyle. He loves his teammates.
Mm-hmm.
He loves San Francisco.
Yep.
Where is he going to go? The ball is still in our court for the majority of this. The narrative is being spun that, he could go anywhere else and get this money. Okay, great. Who's going to give him that?
Yeah, that's not
Who's
true.
going to pay him $20 million a year?
Nobody.
We can pay you $20 million a year, and we can suck for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and
we can just be shit.
He doesn't want that.
Okay? So do you want to know that you chased out Tevin Coleman, potentially D. Ford, maybe Quan Alexander? Do you want to know that you were responsible because you were greedy with $6 million?
That's not him. I do not believe that's him, John.
It can't be him. It can't be him. We know that he's a team guy. A team-friendly deal. George Kittle is made out to be, we know he's great, so he knows he's good. So, like the caller said earlier, maximize your efforts in incentives. You're the best blocker. You're the best tight end in football. You should have no problem making those incentives meet the criteria and make the bonus money. Do it. Do it.
I mean, I'd start making up things. Just if you can reach this goal, this goal, this goal, and this goal, and just wash your hands. That's another $1 million. If you're involved in any touchdowns, that's going to pay. Just keep it going.
Yeah, shave your mustache, shock us, $3 million. No, but all jokes aside, Ronbo, honestly though, all jokes aside though, $12 million is more than substantial.
Yes,
it's good money. It's good money. Otherwise, if he turns out to be a sap ass and we have to franchise tag him and he's pissed off and he plays angry.
No,
I told you before. I don't like players that play like we owe you something.
It's not his personality, John. He wouldn't. There's no way he does.
I hope not, Ronbo, because that's not the man I see. So I hope that that they stand their ground and we know you want to be here and we know your agent wants to maximize this deal, but at the end of the day, who's to say he's not? His role may not be nearly as crucial as it was. We did get Trent. Dre's right. That side is going to be his side now. Yeah. So George, you just got to catch the ball. We've got receivers. We've got running backs that can catch the ball in open field. you're going to
John,
be
you're
one
right.
of 5 guys.
They've been looking to reduce his role, and that was Shannon's prerogative coming into the offseason, is to lighten the load on George Kittle before you get him killed before his time, because he's not.
Because, I mean, we're obviously we're predictable with Kittle. I mean, we're going to Kittle. We're going to Kittle. We're going to Kittle.
And the defense is hammering him.
And the defense, the defense knows we're going to Kittle. We're going to Debo. We're going to Kittle. We're going to Debo. We're going to run with Mostert. We're going to go to Kittle. We're going to throw to Debo. Now you got Trent. Now you've got McKinnon. You have a number of options to throw the ball to. So we're not going to be nearly as predictable. So
and that's
his
the
role
nice thing.
is going to be dialed back.
Yeah.
It is a very good thing. It's a luxury. But I believe that they know they're dialing him back. So why would they meet him near $18-19 million for what?
Yeah, well, because we're not sure of what role Kyle is building for him next, because it could be every bit as important and maybe a little more complicated, and the results could be a little better. It's no telling with Kyle.
Right. I mean, we should rightfully pay you 12.5. But now we owe you another $4 million maybe $4 or $5 million because we're afraid to lose you to somebody else in the league.
Nah, you can't do that.
Go.
Yeah.
Let's see who you are in the rest of these in the other 31 teams. Go ahead. I mean, Kyle's schemes do matter. They do play a great role in who you are.
Yes.
Let's. I was excited because I thought we'd have 2 tight end sets. We'll have this new dude Warner. We'll see what he can pull out. But I've been having anxiety, Ronbo, about this damn contract. It's stressing me out.
Same here.
I love the guy, but I'm not willing to give up the farm.
Yeah, because John, if you would have asked me before the Buckner exit, I would have told you all day long, Buckner's not going anywhere. Come on. You see, now after that snake bite, I'm still getting over that poisoning because, you saying things like that and you be watching him play. What's the closest NFL club to Iowa? Is that the Pack?
Yeah. Yes. Packers.
Yeah, see.
Either way, Rumble. When Buckner was traded, I shit my pants. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean he's traded? For money that we probably could have given him. Probably.
Well,
we could have met him somewhere along.
I think they tried to. John, it was 18. That was. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that.
18 to what? 22, 23? What did it come out to be?
I think he got 21.
What did Indianapolis get him?
I think they gave him 21.
21?
Yeah.
Eesh.
See, that's why I couldn't get off the floor. I was looking at the ceiling for like 15 minutes. I said, $3 million, Buck? When you get past 15 million, $3 million? You had 18, and that was not enough? Are you serious? Okay. Don't try to understand it. John, you make yourself crazy like I do. It's like, I don't get it. $3 million. Anyway.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, Ronbo. Yeah. I thought today we'd have a little bit of clarity, but it seems as though this crazy train is still on its own. So, let's see what happens.
All right.
Maybe he does fire his agent, Ronbo. Maybe this has gotten completely out of hand.
I'm telling you, look for George to come riding in on a stallion, the legs going up, and George looks like a big hero because he got rid of the agent, and he says what was going on, and explains. I didn't tell him that. I said, this and that, but he went a little too far, so I decided I want to play football, and I'm going to just go in another direction. We let him go. So I'm looking forward to that, John. We got to go, though, John.
How are you going to... all right, my man, Ronbo. It is what it is. You can't look at your teammates and brag about your $80 million contract. Meanwhile, everybody else is going to be broke.
Yes.
Everybody's going to be broke moving forward.
See, he doesn't want that.
So,
I know George.
No, it's such a shitty look. All right, Ronbo. Been real, my man. Always a pleasure.
Man. Talk to you later.
Good night, my man.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Krusty.
Yo.
Krusty.
Hello?
Krusty.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, man, it's going terrible. I don't know. This is something we're going to have to start to develop a thick skin about. Because we're going to go through this next year, the year after that, and the year after that. At some point, We're probably going to lose a guy here and there, though, Krusty. But I don't want it to start right now with George Kittle, damn it. We got to keep George Kittle. It killed me to lose to Forrest Buckner. And then they're playing these games. The media's probably running some fun with it, too, just to get people all fired up. It's probably not as bad as it looks, hopefully. But, Krusty, you got George Kittle asking for a lot of money. What are you going to do, Krusty? What would be your plan to keep George Kittle?
The thing about I think the thing about George Kittle is I think his agent's the one that's going after the money.
I'm sure of it.
When it comes down to it, I thought the $14 million was actually a little high for what I was thinking he should get paid. But George Kittle is a great personality as well.
Yeah.
He could take a team-friendly deal, and if he really had a good agent, his agent could be getting him endorsements where he can make up the rest of his money.
God, easily.
So that's where I think he should be getting his money.
With
he
his
could
personality?
be, playing for the 49ers and win, and he should be getting endorsements from other places to make up the rest of the money. That would make his wife and his agent happy in that way. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, with his personality, George could be doing so many commercials that we get on our nerves, like Baker Mayfield. Hey, Baker, man, what kind of football are you playing this year? I don't want George so wrapped up in that stuff that he's not playing ball to his highest level either. So, because George
I know.
Yeah.
I agree, but, I'm sitting here listening to, like, NFL Network and stuff, and they're saying he plays like an offensive tackle, and he's like a number one receiver and stuff. But when it comes down to it, that's what a tight end is, though.
Yeah.
Tight end is half offensive lineman, half receiver.
Yep.
Normally, a tight end is either good at blocking or good at catching.
Yeah.
He just happens to be amazing at both of them.
I know.
So,
which is hard to find.
He should be paid as the top one, but anything more than 14 or 15 million a year, I think, is way too much.
It is. And
it's simple fact, he's not.
Yeah.
It does. It cripples the team, especially when he's getting his money, like everybody's been saying, incentives or like endorsements or something else. If he's really worried about money, he could be getting it from those ways. But
I think
it's his agent that's going after the money.
Exactly, because George doesn't want to see any of his teammates leave, just for him to get paid.
Right.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a minute.
Right. Well, he spent his first 2 seasons with the 49ers where they were losing. I don't think he wants to take money and then go,
And losing. I got money, but we're still losing again. Nah, he doesn't want that.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, we're finally got good, and now I'm going to take all the money, and everybody else leaves. I don't think he's not that kind of person.
I don't think so.
You guys are talking. You guys are talking about that Seattle game where he was up in the boxes and stuff. That guy was sitting there like freaking face up against the glass, wanting to like jump through and go down and play on the field.
Hey, you figured Kyle made him. I mean, George had to be made to not suit up. He was probably suited up, ready to run on. Hey, George, where you going? Whoa. Take that off. Get up in the booth and stop moving around so much. George likes to play ball. We've heard about him playing with injuries. Guys out there playing with a flat jacket on, Krusty. How many plays you doing it? Right. George is just crazy as heck when it comes to playing football. He wants to play. He wants to play.
Yeah, right. Like the game that he injured himself, and he just got the knee to the helmet to the knee, and then what does he do? He frickin' tosses Buda Baker across the field and frickin' jumps in for the touchdown. Literally a couple plays later. That's just the way he is. He wants to play. He's a physical player and stuff. I don't think he's going to sit out. I think, like you guys saying, eventually George Kittle's going to be like, okay, you need to get out of the way. I'm playing football here.
That's when he
Give
fires
me that paper. I'm going to sign it, and I'll sign the thing, get rid of his agent, or get a new one or whatever.
That's why I predicted that's when he's going to fire his agent. His agent's going to say, George, I can make this happen for you, but you're going to have to sit out. What? No, you're going to sit out. You're done. And I'm going to just say, what? And you know what? I told you I wanted to play football. Just get something done, be reasonable, and if it looks like it's not going to bite on 16 or 15 or whatever you asked for, then back off. You didn't do it. Get out. That would be it. You watch.
Right. I agree. Because we know he wants to play.
Yeah.
If it really comes down to money, he can get his money from other places. So he's not some of these guys who are making money, but they're not doing anything. They don't have great personalities and stuff like that. This guy can do whatever the hell he wants.
George, huge demand. So there's other ways for him to make. Tom Brady did it. Tom Brady's played for how many years on that tiny contract for a quarterback of his stature? But Tom makes
Right.
his salary just ended up being his spending money, right? Everything else he was making
Exactly.
was huge.
And Tom Brady's not even a great personality. So there's another thing. So George Kittle would be even better than him.
Ain't that the truth? That's a good point.
Right?
Compared to Tom, George is way more entertaining. Exactly.
Right. He's way more entertaining.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
I think he should make his money from other places. I think his agent should be doing his job and getting this guy some endorsements to make up the whatever money that they want to get extra. So
that's it.
he's a tight end. He's the best tight end there is. But other than being a tight end, I don't really think he does things that other tight ends don't do. He does the exact same thing. He's just way better at it than the rest of them are.
And we'll see. That's what sets him apart, though, because he's just too. I mean, George can make the difference in winning a game and losing a game, and he is that kind of good. And they do rely upon him in that fashion. But still, you still need your teammates. You can't take all the money so nobody else can get any. So that's where that's got to be stopped. So.
Yeah, we don't need to become the Rams. So.
Oh God! Oh!
They're paying it.
The Rams. There's a team that's going to take years to rebuild that situation back up. Krusty, good to hear from you. We gotta go. Let me see you in a couple of days, okay?
All right. One more thing. That guy who always comes in and says about the cowgirls and stuff. I heard he said the Las Vegas Chippendale.
Yeah.
Ever since I heard they were coming to going to Las Vegas, I always thought they should rebrand their name to the Las Vegas Showgirls because they ain't even be any. I think that's what they should change it to. So
they should dress them like the girls' football league. Have them out there wearing those little panties and pads.
Yep, exactly. They can wear the little feathers too.
Yeah. Hey, Krusty, see you later on this week if you get some time. Thanks, man.
All right, I will. Thank you.
Right.
Later.
God, I love that so much. IB.
What's going on tonight? Ronbo.
Yo, man. We finally connected on Twitter, so we'll be talking. But
Yeah, okay.
Boy, man, the George Kittle drama, man, I don't want to be bothered with this. I would relax, because you and I both know George Kittle ain't leaving, right? But I said that about DeForest Buckner, which means I'm a little concerned. And everybody else is already saying things like, man, we can work, we go still win games. Okay, well, you you could say that.
Nah, I disagree with that part.
Yeah,
I disagree with that. We are not the same team without Kittle. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Kyle has something in his bag of tricks. I'm sure we can even be a great team without Kittle, but that's not in our future, man. And I honestly can't believe that we even looking at this a whole nother year. You know what I'm saying? This is, I truly believe this is his agent. Because like the last few, like everybody said, man, first of all, why would Kittle take a contract that normally when you're the star player, nobody has a problem with you getting paid, man. You know what I'm saying? But the numbers that they throwing out, it's like, really? $20 million? Is it crazy? And then
nobody's going to pay that,
some people like,
no.
You know what I'm saying? You got some people like, pay that man $20 million, yo.
No. Those are people who don't understand what you need to sign an entire roster. They're not thinking.
Right. No, they not thinking that. Oh, period. I mean, but everybody has their own opinion. I do believe that. I'm good with him getting 14. Now, Krusty said 12. And that makes a lot of sense too. I mean, because I don't believe George is looking at it from a money standpoint, man.
I agree.
To me, it just disrupts the camaraderie. I don't understand, year after year, it makes it seem like the 49ers can't pay their players at the end of the day. If year after year our star players is saying that the money's not right, then it's saying, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And for George Kittle to be put in that position, I think his agent, something has to happen immediately, because it just doesn't seem right, bro.
I mean, you know, I just want to say something real quick about that, too. You know, this is why Jimmy Ward should be appreciated. Jimmy Ward could have got paid more going to another team. No, he didn't. He came back to the team that believed in him and loved him all these years, and he took a less money than he could have got. This is, I think, George is the same mind. The agent, this is his first contract beyond the rookie contract, and they're trying to get what they can get. But at the end of the day, George is going to call this off. I feel it soon, too.
I agree. I totally agree because it doesn't make sense, man. It's different from Buckner's deal where Buckner was kind of rising and that money is already set out there. You know what I'm saying? This is like now when we're looking at last year we said that George was going to get a crazy deal, but now people talk about $10 million. Yeah, $10 million more than Hooper and these guys, man. It's like I just don't get it. But
that's too much.
I said it. I said it a couple weeks ago, man. And Dre said it tonight as well. With the addition of Trent Williams, is gonna allow Kittle to be more of a receiver. You know what I'm saying? With the luxury that we enjoy of him, we get to see him running routes, and we like him pancaking it. But let's be honest, like since 2017, Kittle's had broken ribs. He's had a chipped bone in his foot. I mean, he's got a torn labrum.
And he had a concussion?
Year, man. Yeah, well, I don't know about concussion.
I can't remember concussions, but you would think.
He don't take plays off.
Remember that headshot he took against who was that? Was that the Rams where he took that tremendous headshot and they threw a flag? Or was that the Panthers? And I thought that was going to be a concussion. So George he's still tough.
And he's not the biggest. You know what I'm saying? George he's a big guy, but he's not big. He's not bigger than Kelsey. You know what I'm saying?
No, George,
so it's
George goes around 250, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but he's solid. He's solid. He's chiseled.
I mean, dude,
so
benching what is he in the 400 club? I think so.
Man, I wouldn't put it past him. His father's an offensive lineman. He wants to be an offensive lineman. He comes from that system. I totally agree. You got to pay that guy. I mean, if he wants $12, $13 million, I don't have a problem with it. If George wants $14 million. If he wants $14 million, give it to him. That changes the game to me. But when you start talking about 15, 16, then somebody's being greedy. And I don't see George as being that type of person, man.
I don't
person.
I really don't. That's why I know this is the agent pushing that narrative. And at some point,
we got too many guys signing 1-year deals, man. KB had the most touchdowns for us last year. He signed a 1-year deal.
I know he signed a 1-year deal. KB is serious this year. That boy is training.
McKinnon.
Yeah.
McKinnon's been missing for two years. He restructured his deal to a 1-year deal.
That was the right thing to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many guys are coming back from injuries or coming back, period, on a 1-year deal? I mean, Mullins is coming back on a 1-year deal.
Oh, you could go down a list of dudes.
Where we would have the luxury of tagging him if need be. Yeah. We don't have that luxury with other guys. So,
That's it. So the agent needs to step off and understand that, too. So.
You got to get rid of that guy, man.
I know. I mean, let me see you in a couple of days, fam. Good stuff. I'll talk to you, though, between now and then. All right.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey.
You already know.
Back at you, fam.
Right.
All right. Night, IB.
Yeah.
And let us bring him in from Bama. A Niner! And roll tide. It was Rod. I guess we got to give him both, Rod!
Finally, the Rod has come back to Ronbo Live.
Oh, Rod. I seen you in the chat,
What they
Rod.
do, Ronbo?
I know you know because I'm seeing you in the chat rolling along with various comments about George Kittle and his agent that has completely lost his mind. So, Rod, how you gonna do? You got a great tight end, and we can't imagine this offense without him. A lot of us can't. because the altruism would take place. But he has to get paid. And where would you go with that?
Well, I think like this right here, man. The idea is that you want to show the guy who has been consistent from day one that you appreciate the value to the team. So yeah, you want to give him that new contract, but I'm not fixing to break the fucking bank for the entire team. We got guys that's going to need new contracts next year. Not to mention, people have to keep the mindset that, just because the guys that performed up to the levels that they performed last season doesn't mean it's going to be the same this season. And I mean, I gave some scenarios in your chat line. It's like, let's take it this way. George Kittle was our best player offensively for most of last season. But what about the fact that, like, when Emmanuel Sanders came in, he didn't come in at the beginning of the season. He came at the middle of the season. So he could have very easily been the best player on the offense if he would have came week one. Well, that's to say the same thing about this season coming up. Who's to say Mostert doesn't transform into the number one back that we think he could be this year, because he wasn't the starter all of last season. What if he gets hurt and C.J. Wilson comes in and plays MVP ball? You got to think about all the possible scenarios. I mean, just like everybody else, man. Yeah,
and you end up looking like a fool having paid George all that money. I know that. Those are the risks that the owner's got to take every year, too, on everybody on the field, actually. Yeah.
And I mean, me and Dre was talking earlier online. I mean, it's like, come on, Empire. Y'all got to understand, man. Okay, let's say we give him all this money. We give him all this money, then he got injured last year. And how
George
did we look
gets
when he
injured
got
every
hurt
year,
last year?
but he keeps on going.
And exactly. So, you got to think about all the possible scenarios, man. I mean, as great as he is to the team, one person can't just be the guy. I mean, you give quarterbacks that kind of money. You got to think about Warner. He's going to need a deal soon. So, I mean, the idea is we want to give Kittle his money, but ain't no way in here we finna damn break the bank.
No. $20 million is a joke that's been passed around by analysts and media people. The 49ers aren't going to pay anywhere near $20 million. But what's really funny is they say the 49ers should be closer to 20 than they are to 15. And I say, well, go ahead and say it then. 17 or 18. No! George knows shouldn't be getting that. Even George knows, Rod. I bet George probably said, if they can get that, I'll take it. But come on, man, I'll be fine with 12. I really believe he'd say that.
But the idea is that people want to speculate that he's going to get this type of money because he's already I think tied or even broken a record for the most touchdowns by a tight end.
Probably.
And you got the comparison between he and what's the guy from Kansas City?
Travis Kelce. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, one thing about the NFL is this: positions tend to evolve. And it's like, the tight end didn't really start to become the type of position that it had become until, like, when Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez era came into effect.
And Kelce's
Who knows?
Kelce's just behind. Kelce's 31. Kelce's actually older than those guys, isn't he? Ertz and some of these other guys.
Kittle's still in his 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I think that, the front office has to continue to do what they have been able to do in past seasons. That's take it slow. Don't rush into anything. Look, what's the guy's name? Pragmaroth? The guy that signed our contract for us?
Yeah.
Pragmaroth. Okay, the guy knows how to sign contracts.
Yeah,
so, let's just sit back. Let's take our breath and just let the management do what they know to do. Because these guys want to play that guy. They want to play for San Francisco. These guys, like, before Kyle Shanahan came, you guys remember, nobody wanted to come and play for us. These guys have changed the entire culture of that locker room. Now everybody wants to be a 49er.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And it's going to happen, too. I just wish they'd get through with it and get through it quickly. Stop clowning around. We have enough stress in our lives as it is, Rod. We're talking about that ridiculous pandemic going on, and now we got riots. Not what we got protests in the street. It's peaceful most for the part, but you got turmoil across America. It don't need to add George Kittle's contract to it.
Right.
So you know.
Yeah, that's a pandemic right there alone.
I know. It's bothersome. He'll be there because we got an attachment to this dude. He's got to stay. So anyway,
I agree with you, Mr. Hoagie. He's definitely worth $20 million, but he can't get what he worth in this team, dog. We got to spread the wealth. We got to spread it, dog.
Look,
well, Ronbo has been a good one, dog. I got to go to the old slave camp tomorrow, so.
All right, you ready?
I have to go and bounce out this one right here, man. Catch the next episode. Can I get that shout out, please? Buddy?
And you know it. I know. That's what a ride. Later, fam.
Ooh. Appreciate that, Ronbo. Catch the next episode. Shout out to the Empire. The Rod's out, baby.
Light Rod. And Mr. Hoagie does say, indeed, thank you for that contribution, Mr. Hoagie. He says Kittle's definitely worth $20 million. He is. I've said it myself. He is definitely worth that. I'm just saying, in the real world of the NFL franchise, you can't give $20 million. Here's the thing. That would start setting a new standard. Now, what is your importance? Okay, your quarterback's number one. Your defensive edge is supposed to get. Does this raise the price, everybody? Because if I'm playing another position of higher importance, and that's the way they seem to categorize them, if you pay George Kittle $20 million, if I'm Nick Bosa, when I get ready to do my contract, do I say I need $25 million? You know, you got to. I just think the worth versus what could be paid, and still be substantially sat in the hallway. So we pay George Kittle this much, while every owner in the league is laughing. Said, "Well, they just set themselves up for a future of pain." So, hey, 650 area code. Hello. Hello again. Who is on that?
What's going on, Ronbo?
Yeah. And what is your name?
MGM, like the casino.
MGM? Welcome to the program, man.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Oh, man, I'm all right, man. No, I'm not all right. MGM, man, because I don't want to talk about Kittle like this. But we knew his contract was going to end sometime. Like Nick's contract's going to end. Jimmy's contract is going to end. You know, we got to go through this. We'll probably have to go through this with every guy. And we ain't going to keep all of them, Jim. We already lost DeForest Buckner. Can you imagine 2 years? You got DeForest Buckner shipped out. You got George Kittle saying, I'm not playing until I get my deal. You know, Dalvin Cook is doing that right now over in Minnesota. Man, I'm not playing until I get my deal. Dalvin, you can't, you're not even doing this contract. Because this is a hard business, MGM. These dudes are crazy, man. Whoa. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel back when Jimmy Graham was the top tight end in the league, him and his agent pulled the same move as Kittle, you know, and that, you know, look how that worked. He got traded to Seattle, busted his knee up, hasn't been the same since. You know, system, it was a great fit for him in New Orleans. So.
Yep. Him and Breeze, that's where it is.
Him and Breeze, hey, we could use the right guard, hey, right?
Yeah.
But no. No.
Actually, we got one now. But the thing is, you know, you end up playing with 3 more teams like Graham. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, that wide receiver money is crazy. Yeah, I don't, you know, anything over $15 million is way, I think it's absurd. So
yeah, you start hurting the team.
What are you gonna do with Fred Warner? You know, Fred Warner's gonna want his piece, and then, you know.
Yeah, this is year.
We need those linebackers.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, Fred wasn't a first-round pick. They can actually try to sign Fred next year because he'll be going into his 4th season next year. Yeah, see? Oh, man. Dang. It just gets crazier and crazier. So,
I mean, unless he starts pulling out Shanahan starts pulling out some of these Taysom Hill packages like the Saints been doing, you know, I don't, it'll boost his his value with those quarterback option plays. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if Kittle can do that, but
yeah, Taysom's. There's another guy just like George. Taysom does things that don't make no sense.
Hybrid,
he can
hybrid
run,
quarterback, tight end, right?
wide receiver. He's like. Hey, did you do punt, pass, and kick when you were a kid? That's Taysom Hill. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Did he kick the ball yet? Dude is very interesting. Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah. Who knows? Maybe he's the next Saints quarterback if Breeze doesn't get his offensive line doesn't block for him this year.
Breeze is amazing, though. I thought we was going to kill Breeze. Breeze can get rid of that ball quick, can he? The 49ers couldn't reach him like they wanted to in that game. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, yep, definitely. Who knows? That's going to be a tough game for us this year, but we're definitely going to need Kittle for that one. But I don't know. I don't know about $20 million. I don't know.
That's not going to happen. And that's just the figure they're throwing out there. They're saying about what he probably is worth because he is good, but he ain't going to get no $20 million. He ain't going to get $20 million from any owner in the league. Nobody's going to pay him that much money. And they need to know that.
I mean, would he be this good in any other system? I don't
That's the big question.
Right?
Yeah, everybody wonders about that.
Right, so.
No, I agree. Because the way Kyle uses
I got to say Ronbo, but yeah.
So George will be happy with I can't imagine what's going to be the end figure. I can't wait. MGM, if you had to make a bet right now and you were going to pay him, how much do you think he's going to end up getting?
With Parag, that master negotiator they got over there for years, I've been seeing him pull off some. I remember when Crabtree came into the league. And he held out. He didn't get a dollar. They didn't give him $1. More than what he was. Crabtree held out with. I think he had Deion Sanders' agent over there. He's known for holding people out. And
dealt with him.
I mean that guy's a master negotiator, so he's gonna give him market, proper market value. $10 million is I think the current market, right? So
and protect the team. So down the line, if something goes wrong, we can bail on this contract, So
right, team friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Pay him what he's owed, but team friendly.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Good stuff, MGM. Great to meet you, fam. I'll be looking for you a little later on in the week if you get some time.
All right, Ronbo. Good meeting you too.
Thanks, fam.
Go Niners.
Yeah. Good night. There's MGM. It must be from Mel. Must be in transit. Mel.
My man, you know what time it is. Put your watches away. You don't need them. You know what time it is when you hear that bang bang. What's up, Ronbo?
Hey, Mel. The perspectives on George Kittle are running buck wild. It's funny because it is easy to say that George Kittle's worth $20 million, but I'll be doggone if he's going to get $20 million. And then there's those who undervalue his importance to the team. And I can't ride in that wagon because I know George Kittle means a whole lot to that offense as it's currently construction, But Mel, you sit in the chair of John Lynch. What's he going to do?
Yeah, man, listen. Something has to be done about this whole opportunist, Don King Jr., Diet Drew Rosenhaus, fuck ass. I don't even swear. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. Diet Drew Rosenhaus is an opportunist. He's looking at it like this, man. This off season is very different and special in that there are no other sports going on right now because of the pandemic. That means your networks like ESPN and Fox Sports 1 and all of these, they don't really have much to talk about. So with situations like this, they're being blown out of proportion. And this dude, Diet Drew Rosenhaus, is taking this opportunity to try to get his name out there. So that's what this is all about, man. His agent is just trying to, first of all, he's trying to pad his own pockets with this deal. But he's also trying to pad his resume for other players. Like, look at what I did for George. So, man, he's just an opportunist, bro. I think it's going to get to the point where the organization gets frustrated and George gets frustrated, both aimed at this, like I said, Don King Jr., somebody who's just an opportunist and wants to pad his own pockets, like despite any type of chaos that it can cause.
Yeah.
If you listen to everything that the 49ers players have said as far as last season, you look at Emmanuel Sanders and the players that are still here, everybody, the thing that they love the most in that locker room is the camaraderie. That's the best part of being a part of what we have going on right now. And this type of madness and chaos can really be detrimental to that, man.
Yeah.
Right. So as much as we all love George, the fans, and I know the teammates who get to see and hang with this guy every day, there's going to be some resentment if this thing keeps carrying on like that, man. Now, George, he's definitely worth $20 million. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact, man. He's the best that I've seen ever
in a long time.
As far as skills, I've never seen anything like it. Being that good of a blocker and that good of a receiver, having that chip on his shoulder, and I love it. He needs to be a 49er for life. But look, man, this is like a marriage. This is like a marriage or a relationship where I think if you get this butthead out of the way, this opportunist, like I said, Diet Drew Rosenhaus, you get Diet Drew Rosenhaus out of the way, it's all a matter of, like a marriage, wanting to feel appreciated. Kittle has done so much for this organization. He should be appreciated. Like as was just brought up, he played injured every single season. He sustained some type of injury that a lot of players didn't play
every year. Serious injuries.
Right.
He keeps on going.
Right. And not only did he play through them, he excelled through those injuries.
Yeah.
So
setting records.
And this is even right. And this is even when we're losing as a team. So he gave his all, man. He gave so much. He wants to feel appreciated, and we need to show him that appreciation. But also, that's a two-way street, just like a marriage or a relationship.
Yep.
George, we drafted you in the 5th round, bro. Nobody else was looking at you at all.
Right.
We drafted you in the 5th round, and then we give you the opportunity to have this situation built around you. You capitalized off the opportunity, but we gave it to you.
Yeah.
You need to appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said before, it's just like Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys in the mid-'90s. Like Bill Walsh said, no side is going to be the same if and when they split. If George goes anywhere else, he's not going to be the same. He's going to have the same skill set. He's going to have the same level of greatness. But you have to have a coach and a system that's able to display that and put you in the best position possible to be successful at it. And also, we need George Kittle because he's such an integral part of our offense.
And what we do.
So,
I just want to throw this in there because the fact of the matter is, Julio has not been the same since Kyle left the streets of Atlanta.
Period.
Yep.
Julio, Matt Ryan, none of them.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. So, yeah, man, it's this agent, bro. Oh, my goodness. If he ever sees me, he better cross the street. I'll tell you that right now.
His name is Jack Bechter. So, yeah.
I know.
Hey, Jack, ain't that you?
I found him on Instagram. I found him on Instagram, and I sent him. I commented on one of his pictures on Instagram. I didn't say anything nasty. I just said, "Look, man, bring George home, bro.
Yeah,
bring George home, man. Stop." So what the Niners should do, George? You want more money? You know that the fastest way to get more money out of your contract, drop this bozo right here, just like Richard Sherman did. You didn't have to pay 10-15% of anything. So that'll get you more money right there.
Oh, that's right. Somebody else alluded to that. You do it yourself, you have to pay that fee, and you get a deal done quicker.
Right. And on top of that, we have the relationship with you, George. You already know that these guys, John and Kyle, I can tell you this now, those aren't the two type of guys that would be like other organizations in the league who are just trying to use and abuse you. Those guys will sit you down and come up with something fair. John, Kyle, Prag Marate, all of them, they're going to sit down, George, we love you. And the appreciation is a two-way street. Both need to feel appreciated and both need to show the appreciation to the others. And shout out to, what's his name, Krusty, you called him?
Yeah.
Shout out to Krusty. It was like, I felt like it was Groundhog's Day. I got deja vu because the points he was making, that's exactly what I was saying the other night about everything. As far as the tight end, where people saying, oh, George is not just a tight end. Yes, he is. What he does is exactly what a tight end has been doing in this league for years. He's just the best at it. He's the best at blocking, and he's the best at receiving. He just does it at a higher level.
At a high level.
So
higher than everybody.
Right. So So there's no way he should be getting paid double what the highest paid tight end is getting.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he should be getting more.
And if you caught Taryn, earlier, Taryn comes up with, is George Kittle $9 million better than Travis Kelce?
Right.
Absolutely
right.
not.
Oh,
He's
also,
good. But come on now, Travis
also
Kelce's a good player. We got to go, though, Mel.
I got another thing Krusty said that I brought up the other night was his agent should be focused on endorsements and all of that. He can get more money that way. Yeah,
Sure
man.
could.
But yeah, Ronbo, my birthday's this weekend, bro.
All right.
You got to come on later in the week, man.
Yeah, I'll be looking for you, too. And I'm going to make a note of it just in case I don't find you. So I see you. All right. Which day? You talking Friday? Thursday, Friday? Which way? Saturday?
My parents' anniversary is Friday. My birthday's Saturday. My sister's birthday's Sunday. My brother's birthday's Monday.
Good grief. Do you know the odds of that happening?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, God. Woo!
I know.
Man, that's Guinness Book. Oh, man.
No doubt.
All right, Mel. I'll be looking for you this weekend, then.
All right, Ronbo, my man. You know what time it is. Put your watch away. You know what it is when you hear that bang, bang. I'm out of here.
Night, Mel. Guerrero Manguia says, hey, 49ers, thanks for that contribution, Guerrero. 49ers report is saying record would be 11-5 this season. What do you think about this prediction? I said he's full of crap. 11-5? You know, you have to entertain that possibility. Guerrero, you know why? Because every team is going to try, they're going to play way over their head. They're going to be way inspired to knock off the big dogs. They're going to come at us. They've been coming at us hard, too. How well it works for them is another story. But they're going to be coming at us. Guns are blazing. So, yeah, 49ers got to be aware of that fact and probably adjust to it. So it's going to be a little rougher this year than last year as far as the inspired play against the 49ers. Now that we is the Predators. Hey, there he is. One of the founding members of TNT. He is Trez from Atlanta, GA. Trez. Let me get my pen and gold in it.
Hold up, wait a minute, Ronbo. Go on and put some red and gold all the way up in it.
Sprinkle, sprinkle, yes indeed. Whoa, behind the back, 3. Trez, come on in, man, because I know you know what, I already know what Trez is going to say. He's going to, boy, Trez, tell everybody how George Kittle is way out of line. His agent, Jack Bector's out of line. And Ronbo, don't ever mention anybody's name. It's a name on the front of the jersey. Ain't got nothing to do with the back. Trez! You know I know you, Trez.
No, Ronbo. Nobody move but me, okay? Nobody move but me. All right? Look here. Pay the man.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say here.
Oh!
Pay the man. Pay the man.
What? I'm shocked.
Pay the man.
How much you gonna pay him, Trez?
No, seriously.
Yeah.
No, seriously though. We ain't paying that kind of money now.
Yeah, no, you want to see that.
I want to pay the man, but I can't pay him that. Let's set the record straight.
Trez can't even bring himself to say that number is too big to even clown with. Oh my God.
Yeah. We can't go that route right there. But let me play the devil's advocate real quick. Y'all want to see him over there in Seattle? Because Seattle will get rid of the whole damn team to get him over there, Russell Wilson.
or the Rams, they'll get rid of everybody else. Because the Rams, they got but 3 people to get rid of. They'll get rid of them.
Because you know how they are about our players over there in Seattle. You know they want them. You know what I'm saying? Can you see George Kittle over there with Russell Wilson, Ronbo?
Oh,
I can't fathom that.
And you know what they'll do?
Just be a disaster.
They'll give us Hollister. And who else they got over there worth a damn? They give us Hollister, who we have a lot of problems with, to replace George, and maybe give what's that wide receiver's name?
Anyway. You talking about the little short one they got?
Yeah. So give us them two.
Yeah.
Lockett. Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, Lockett.
And next year's at least second round pick. Oh yeah, they deal.
Oh yeah. But you know, I always tell people, look, do you want to see him over there with Russell? Do you want to see him with Kirk Cousins?
That's my partner's main cousin.
But who's Minnie's got?
Because the Vikings are looking for a premier tight end.
Wait, who's that?
Maybe in Atlanta with Matt Ryan to finish out his few little years he has.
Who is Minnie's tight end? What's that dude's name? Ain't he kind of famous? Oh, can't think of his name.
For the Vikings?
Yeah.
Oh, he's no George Kittle.
Well, nobody's a George Kittle. I mean, everybody.
It's like what's up. It doesn't matter what his name is. Ronbo.
You know what, though? You're right, Tress. You trade tight ends and compensate the 49ers even beyond that, and you could get a deal done. And the 49ers will take it, too, depending on who's calling them, too. Tress, you opened up a can of worms on this because, like you're saying, Pete Carroll and everybody else would do just that.
What? Oh, yeah, they would. But now, let's get back to reality. Okay, let's step back to reality. Right now, he's paired with one of the hottest quarterbacks in the game with being Jimmy G. It's like they are a couple. It is just like Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. They are a couple at this point. You know what I'm saying? So where else, like I think Mel was a great caller. That was a good call. Where else can he go and be successful like he is with us? I don't see anybody else.
I know. We all agree on that, too.
I mean, I just don't see it. You can put it with Russell, but guess what? I'm going to check you on something right quick. Watch this. Watch this, Ronbo.
Trez, hold on a second. Thanks, guys. Kyle Rudolph is who we were talking about. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dre. Mr. Block, guys.
Okay.
Team Money. Go ahead.
They put one of the best tight ends there were in the game at the time in Seattle. And what did Seattle do? They destroyed his numbers. Jimmy Graham, remember? They went over there and turned Jimmy Graham into a fucking blocking tight end. Didn't know what to do with it.
I thought he had his contract. He don't block. Man, Graham don't block.
Didn't know how to implement him in Jimmy Graham numbers in New Orleans was 1,309 and 1,208 to finish it out, Ronbo.
He was crazy good.
Per season, those are the numbers he put up. When he left and went to Seattle, check these numbers out. 605. His best year, 923.
He became below average.
520.
And he still wasn't blocking.
Below average, Ronbo. Below. Wasn't doing nothing.
And he wasn't blocking, Trez.
When he left, but look, and then leave that and go to Green Bay, and the numbers got worse. Jimmy Graham has not been heard from since New Orleans. And that's the same thing would happen to Kittle if he leaves. Yeah. He wouldn't be heard from again. He wouldn't. He was still, like he said, like Mr. He still had a skill set, but he just wouldn't be the same.
He wouldn't have Kyle.
This is a couple situations. A couple situations. Him and Jimmy G are paired together, man. He has one of the hottest quarterbacks going right now.
And for
you
him,
know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey. That's a pair. That's a tandem. You
exactly.
know what I'm saying? You don't want to break up the tandem, you know.
But what's the talk going on in Atlanta with now that Kyle Shanahan left, Julio and Matt Ryan, they're not making people crazy as they used to. What do people think about that in that neighborhood?
Well, the biggest problem with Atlanta, they brought in Dirk Cutter, their old offensive coordinator before Kyle. They brought him back from Tampa Bay.
Why would you do that?
They shouldn't have never got rid of Steve Sarkisian. They brought him in. Steve Sarkisian kept running Kyle's offense. He said, this is a great scheme. He said, we can put some tweaks and minor changes to it, but this is a great scheme. Keep it in place. That's what they did. They were still successful in the year that Kyle left. For those 2 years, they were still successful. But soon as they brought in Dirk Cutter, because they had to put the blame on somebody to take the fall for Atlanta's starting decline, they fired him. Okay, you bring in Dirk Cutter from Tampa Bay. Dirk Cutter didn't do nothing for Atlanta. Now they sitting up here hollering and screaming. The offense has all but disappeared. There's no running game. Matt's getting killed. You know,
and nobody blames.
Those are self-inflicted wounds.
And nobody blames the head coach. He's like Teflon Man. Nobody says a word.
And that's the point I don't understand, Ronbo, because your head football coach is ultimately responsible for everything. You ought to hear him, Ronbo. You ought to hear him. Kyle Shanahan did the same thing to y'all he did to us. He lost our Super Bowl. I said, how the hell can you hold an offensive coordinator responsible for losing a fucking Super Bowl? So the head coach get a bypass, right? So that's what you trying to tell me.
Nobody says a word to Dan. Quinn was on the rocks, though. If the 49ers would have won that game, I think Quinn was done. Finally, he didn't dodge that last bullet again. So, Anyway.
Ronbo, I take this one to my grave, and I know Kyle Shanahan will too. Kyle Shanahan threw that Atlanta game to help Dan Quinn keep his job. I'm telling you that right now.
I know everybody. Let's get that started. I already had this conversation
because that man gave him an opportunity in this league, and he felt like he wanted to return the favor to help him keep his job. I'll lay my hand on a six stacks of Bible and swear to that one right there.
Dress, we gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you what. Hey, shout out to my fam, man, TNT, man, Drake. Love your page, man. I already unsubscribed. You know what I'm saying? We represent for you, you know what I'm saying? Our TNT brother, you know what I'm saying? Ronbo, shout out to you. We love you always.
Thanks,
you know what I'm saying? Great job. You and the staff always, you know. Well, we're going to be here for you. All right?
Thanks, man.
And I'm gone.
Night dress. In fact, yeah, remember, check out Niners All Day. That's the Dre. See what I did there? Niners All Day. That's the Dre. Hey, here he is. Shh. Let me... Shirley, oh. Shleo. She was gonna
Ronbo.
Hey, Leo, you need to kill that volume behind it because you get a feedback. Is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm being waved
Is it gone?
Yeah. Shleo, come on in, man. Shleo.
What's going on today?
Well, Shleo, we're going through the headache the championship teams always have to go through, but it's been so long, we forgot what that was like. You know, last year we weren't a champion yet, and we went through with Robbie Gould, but we knew Robbie Gould was absolutely necessary. And this year, after coming back from the Super Bowl with a game that we should have won, we're sitting there saying things like, oh, there goes DeForest Buckner. We can't afford him. And it comes, all of a sudden it's George. No, it's George Kittle. He needs $20 million. We don't have $20 million. So now, you know he doesn't expect $20 million. But will he take somewhere between 12 and 12.5 to 13, please? God. Anyway, Chanel, what would you pay George Kittle and your feelings on that and more? What is it, Shleo?
Oh, before I get to that, a red rifle has appeared in Dallas with a BB gun. I think we should be scared.
I am.
I think I'm scared.
You get hit
How
with a
about
BB?
the cowgirls? How about the lamb? How about the seacock?
Yeah.
How about the Arizona play card paid spectator Cardinals? And last but not least, how about the Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Joe's?
Oh, fooled everybody!
Chippendales.
He took Chippendales out.
Showtime.
You heard Krusty called in earlier tonight and call him the
I heard.
the what do you get? What the Vegas what? Oh God! I got him out there playing in the girls' football league. I used to like to watch that. Of course, it's hard to watch that game because the girls were not wearing proper padding. That was not issue. I mean, that couldn't have been
that's
NFL
Raiders
issue.
uniform.
Yeah. Whoa!
I could already see Derek Carr complaining. Coach, what is this? There's some new uniforms we got. So.
Yeah, but how am I supposed to put a cup in this thing? This isn't good. Oh, God. Hey, Chanel, man, we got a real problem, though, man. You know, and I wish it would just – the real problem is having to hear it all the time because both clubs are paying, you know, they're playing chess. Whoever makes the wrong move first, you know. But you know they're not giving $20 million out for no George Kittle. I mean, he's worth it, but they're not going to pay that. They can't. So, you know, what happens here? Oh, yeah. Las Vegas Showgirls. Thanks, Krusty. We got to use that. I got to write that down. Oh, God.
I wanted to ask, how much did they pay the Cleveland Browns paid Hooper?
10-6. Well, 10-6, 10-5, 10-6.
How much is he getting in guaranteed?
Yeah, I don't know the full details of his contract, but I know it's over 10 annually.
if he's getting 10, we give Kittle 12.
Yeah, 12-5, just to sweeten the pot.
That's how it should work. Yeah, right. 12 or 13, I'll be fine with that. But anything up, oh no.
Yeah, no, you can't gut the team, so we can't get rid of everybody.
And I think half of it, when I said sometimes it's all the time, it's some of these agents that are ruining the players with more money because they have to get a share of theirs. So I think Kittle should, somewhere in the meeting, if it goes a little bit south, I think Kittle should take over and be like, you know what, I'm not going to need you anymore. I'm taking this deal.
I'm telling you, Shalil, I see that coming. I do, because he's going to drag it out.
Because he wants to be a Niner for life. He likes the team, like all the callers said. He likes the team. He wants to stay.
He told Kyle's wife. Remember, he told Kyle. He asked, "Well, hey, don't tell your husband, but I really like playing for the 49ers." So but Kyle found out. So Kyle's sitting there thinking, George, I know you like playing for this team. George, we're gonna call your agent, man, and let's get back to business here. We got camp opening next week. Let's get you in here, get you in a good mood, get you focused and concentrating on playing football. So George probably I think he fires that guy that day.
Yeah. If it goes south, then I think he should fire his agent. But, I think maybe like 12, 11. Hooper got 12, right? Is it 12?
No, 10.
Or 11?
Yeah, 10.
10?
Yeah, they're both
anything
below
like
11.
Above 13, I would give.
I think that's fine.
Anything over that, no.
No, 13's enough. I mean, they're going to give him. They're going to give him incentives anyway. It'll add up to a lot more, but let that be your base. You don't need
add a couple of incentives. Yeah.
Yeah. And incentives could take you all the way up to 18. And I would say, George, with the way you play, your whole contract could be an incentive package, and you make more money than this. So if I gave you a base of $1 million and gave you incentives, and I got many of them you'd reach easily, there's no need to fight over this base salary.
Right. And, speaking of fighting, Pettis hasn't had any fight in him. I think he's been playing with a lot of kitty cats lately. I like it because you know what? This guy has changed his haircut. He's trying to change the way that he appears, his appearance, and he's going to the park. Garoppolo brought the receivers, like, hey, you want to go to the park, throw some balls? Like, yeah, sure. And, they have Pettis over, and there's cats over there. And he makes a route, and he cuts, like all the time. He cuts the route, and he goes and pets the cat. And starts playing and saying, meow.
And Shalil, it didn't end there. First of all, he came out with a little red plaid blanket or tablecloth, laid it down on the ground, and put all the kiddie bowls out there and everything. He said, wait a minute, guys.
Yeah.
And set, all the food out. And put a little litter box over there
Don't
on the
mind
side.
me, guys. I play with my kittens.
Dante, we're just playing, Dante. I like cats. MC Niner's a cat. He's one of my best buddies. So we're just kidding. I always wonder, Shalil, one of these guys are gonna see us on the street one time and say, hey, you don't like cats? Who are you? Who do I look like? You look like Dante Pettis, but that can't be. So but
he's doing his thing, and he cannot stop. And he doesn't want to get the little training in. He's just running around. He's not building himself up for football shape. It's okay. When football time comes around the corner, we got
right
receivers fighting.
Yeah. So it's going to be really funny because we're making all these jokes about him. Everybody is. Can you imagine Dante Pettis becomes the man next year? That'd be hilarious.
I hope he does, but he is right now a kitty cat man. Kitty cat man. That's what Pettis is. He's playing with the yarn. Remember I told you about the Seahawk game?
Yes.
I gave you the binoculars, and you saw him playing with the yarn. And when you take out the binoculars, he's on the bench. What's going on? He's got to step it up, man.
He pisses Kyle off. Shalil, I'm gonna look for you tomorrow, Shalil. What am I saying? It's already Monday night. I'm gonna see it in a few days.
In a couple of days, Ronbo.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Ronbo. Thank you for the platform. Shout out to the Niner Empire. Wash those hands and hit those likes.
All right.
Night, Ronbo.
Night, Leo. Ellis.
What's going on, family?
Ellis.
One more game.
I know, man. I wish we could talk about other things besides Joe, what's it, Bector. I mean, I wish this Jack Bector. Man, the dude, man, he comes in, man, he's not just a tight end. He's a unicorn. What? Listen, what you guys don't understand is this is not a guy that you can do without. You and I both know that. I'm thinking 16-5 to 17. What? I can see the 49ers. Everybody just sitting there just over and over. What? So, Alice, how would you handle this deal, man? What is he worth, and what would you pay him?
Man, if it's 10, just under $11 million, the salary is the cap at the time right now, and is the highest paid. We paid George, 12. I hypothetically paid George between 12 and 14, just depending. And we can do a nice breakdown, and we give him a guaranteed amount within, a 3 to 5 year span or something like that. Something like that. Just try to figure it out. Maybe 3 years could be too less for somebody that's that valuable that we want to keep long term. So maybe we show good faith by signing him to a longer term deal. And if he's going to do that, then it works out for both parties,
You would think it'd be that simple. That's why I don't understand. What is the
of
argument
course,
about?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. If it can all be so simple, especially having that that agent in between, mitigating and trying to stir shit up. He wants to get his little change out of it. Yeah, it would be smart for George to represent himself and maybe, seek some different type of representation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do it. I don't know what the term is in that arena, but yeah, that'd be smart. But yeah, man, no more than 14. I mean, 15 would have to be the cap for him, but that's just a lot of money. And when you think about all the people that we got coming up, it's just not making sense. You know what I mean? We're going to want to have things set up. We got Nick coming, and we got, that's why I think it should have been a little bit better, even if it was only 3-4 million that we could have found a way to get back between all of what we had, given up and traded off, or who we resigned, get those contracts and give us some extra few million saved. I don't think we'd be sweating on this as much, but maybe even just the heat of the moment, they had to rise to the occasion, and that's why we got this. It's as easy as that. You know what I mean? Now we're talking about this because we had to pay Jimmy, we had to pay, Eric, and we paid a lot of other guys.
We failed on DeForest, yeah, man.
Yeah, so the money's a little funny. So we just gotta. But I don't know. Maybe it's just to cause a bunch of back and forth. Maybe that's why they're making this a big deal, and hopefully we'll be all right. George will sign.
The thing is, Ellis, George does not want to make it impossible for the 49ers to pay his teammates. Yeah, I think he's close with his teammates. If George, he doesn't give me the feeling or impression he's like a man of greed. Like, damn everybody else, give me mine. He doesn't seem that type. I can't imagine that. Could be wrong, but I just really don't think so. I'm trying to understand, what is the problem?
Yeah, no, he doesn't, to be honest. And like I said, I feel like it's the guy who's representing him that's doing it, his agent and everything.
I'm sure of it.
That could be doing all. And he is a unicorn. He's one of a kind. He's the best tight end in the NFL. Let's be clear.
No doubt.
There's nobody better than George Kittle in the NFL. I don't give a shit what anybody's talking about. We need to be clear about that. I think everybody and every team in the NFL needs to understand that. Yeah. So George is on a different level. He is deserving of being the highest paid tight end, and we can make him that. But we don't have to kill ourselves and be talking about 20 M's a year. That's fucking absurd.
They know better. They gotta know, Ellis.
Be clear.
I just wonder, where are they trying to go? You ain't getting $20 million, and you can't get $20 million anywhere in the league. And the cap is like half of that, so we can franchise you. So come on, man. What are you talking about here? This deal should have been done yesterday, Ellis. yesterday.
Before we let George go, yeah, absolutely, I agree, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I think maybe the money's a little funny right now because of those, deals. We were only able to get that money from letting DeForest go and making those moves that we did, and saving a little bit of money. I mean, just with those contracts, and was able to save and sign a lot of other guys. So I don't think that we executed properly to where we had enough in the bag left to where we can give something to George, to sign a good faith and just kind of, get the ball rolling without having this be just a big spectacle right now. Because, everybody's looking to see us have a decrease in our value or the sensation of our team, you know what I mean? So George Kittle being on the block in any way, shape, or form is going to be the talk of the town. And I would hope he would never go to an NFC team. If he did hypothetically leave, he would definitely, I still had a hard time with Navarro going to Oakland, what I mean, and Jerry.
But Ellis, it's really funny because it's not, you can't tamper right now anyway because the fact is George Kittle's still under contract with the 49ers. But I really would like to hear what other teams would be calling George in, because you know how they let people go out and test the free market or the free agency. I would love to see who calls George first. Let's see if tomorrow, the 49ers have given George Kittle a green light to go ahead and negotiate and test the market out. So who would call George first? Probably the Rams, but George would go over there because he knows they ain't got no money. The Seahawks, I don't know.
If they don't sign Jadeveon Clowney, and they don't sign anybody at this point,
they'd have money.
They got some money. They'd have some money to sign George, without a doubt.
I forgot about that.
I've seen a rumor or something about them willing to give up Russell Wilson for first round pick to the Browns.
I love that.
I don't know. I don't know if that was just a rumor, but damn, if they were willing to do that, shit, Russell might only have like one more year left in Seattle. They're probably tired because he's been hogging up the whole, the whole entire pot there. You know what I mean?
And Ellis, here's the thing: no matter what anybody says, Russell Wilson's great. He's good. He's unbelievably good, but he can't win the big one. And he's only done it once. He did win once, but every time they get in a playoff situation or anything like that from now, it seems he just can't get over that hump. That's 5 years running. So
yeah.
Finish.
Well, I'm glad he's lost because he pissed me off so many times. All the times he done got us with those throws and running around scrambling 15 yards back and then getting the first down and winning the fucking game. I can't count how many times I've been cussing at him. Yeah, that shit pissed me off. But Russell's a good player, man. But he's not gonna be a Seahawk much longer probably. But anyway, man, screw them. Anyways, Niners for life. Niners, y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to the Niner faithful.
Thanks,
Thank you, Ronbo, as always, fam. I'll let you in a few days, and everybody stay safe. You know what I mean? Take care, and download that Ronbo Sports app right now, man. Make sure y'all subscribing to the channel, please. I mean, and get the likes up and the views. Tell a friend. It's a family thing, man.
Thanks, Ellis.
All right,
appreciate you, fam.
All right, champ. Peace out.
Night, Ellis. And hey, Jay.
Rambo.
Jay, what's up?
What up?
Jay.
Man, ain't nothing much out here.
And Jay, glad to hear from you as we're in there arguing. But it's so funny. This is one of the situations where you can't hate on George because, George ain't said a word. But his agent is pushing for every last dollar to 49ers and saying things like, to make people feel shame, he says things like, 49ers should do the right thing. What? What does that mean? I don't understand. What is do the right thing? What is the right thing? What are you talking about, man? And I think Dre said that through Grant Cohn, that he's been offered 14. That's not enough. This is what the story needs to be straightened out. Somebody needs to tell, what is it? Jay, he can't get no $20 million.
George want that money.
You think
George been playing on a what?
A rookie contract
for the
less than $1 million a year.
4 years.
Yeah.
So George did get. Man, George want that money.
Yeah, he did get a few million last. Somehow, why? Oh, but go ahead.
Yeah. He ain't worried. It ain't his agent. That's the agent he chose because he knew that agent gonna get him that money. He said George just like anybody.
Oh!
George like anybody else. You know what I mean? Any other player. Any player on our team would tell George to go get his money. You feel what I'm saying? They wouldn't doubt nothing George doing right now. And George ain't worried about it. Yeah, he a good guy. He love the team, but he want his money. And he want guaranteed money. You know what I mean? Because these NFL contracts are not guaranteed. So he want his money. He ain't playing with y'all.
There you go, making sense again. Why would he go get that agent if he knew he wouldn't go act like that?
Hey. He want that money. He ain't, man. Everybody go to work, no matter if you love your job or not. No matter if you a business owner or not. You go to work and make money. Yeah. And to make the most you can. To take care of your family. George looking at it the same way. You know, George like to go out. He like to go to the games. He like to party. He act crazy. Get drunk. You know, George want that money. I can't be mad at him.
I know. And see, Jay came in there and just ruined my whole image of George Kittle within one sentence.
No, I mean, he's still a good guy.
I know.
He just what? You're a good guy, Ronbo, but you still gonna want that money.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I would be happy with 12 million. I mean, 13. I'm still, because the thing is, you're still getting paid more than any tight end in football. I know you're not an average tight end. But if you take all the money, we're going to start losing games because we start losing personnel.
Hey,
does that matter?
Hey, George, that's your problem. You figure that out.
You think he come off like that? I just can't see it, Jay. He don't seem like that type.
I mean, I guess if George saying I want 20, you give me 18 or 17.5, then I might work with you. But you take me,
Jay, you'd be a good agent. You know what I'm saying? I can see you now sitting in that office. Y'all want to continue to win football games? George ain't going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you right now. You can't win without George Kittle. Oh, God.
That's how you guys approach it. Look at Buckner. We all said the same thing about Buckner. He turned down $18 million. Why would he wouldn't do that? He team-friendly deal. And then Buckner went on social media and said, "Nah, I didn't turn that down. That was a lie."
I know.
Next thing you know what?
You believe everything you see. Believe everything you hear on the internet.
Exactly. He got traded, and what he signed a $20 million deal.
21. I got to tell you something. What's really funny, Jay? I didn't think he had that kind of mindset. So they just turned things over to the agent, and whatever that agent could get done. That's what I'm going to live with. It wasn't my fault. And his teammates congratulated him. See? So they all know the game. You get what you can get.
They want to get paid, too.
Yes. They want to get paid, too.
Yeah. Because one thing for sure, life ain't promising. Playing football, you can get injured at one time and your career over.
One play can take you down. Oh, man.
That's why they fight so much for guaranteed money. You know what I mean? So no matter what happens, I'm gonna get paid.
I understand that too. Yeah.
And that's all that matters. You can have them at a 15, maybe a 16, $14 million deal a year, but it's all out how much you guarantee it. Sign them at like a $14, $15 million deal a year, and give them incentives that make work up to 17, 18, but make them incentives so crazy that he ain't gonna match. He ain't gonna be able to get them numbers.
Yeah. Boy, Jay come rolling down the road, ran on into the program, and dropped back to reality. Jay, why you do that, man? You've done that several other times too.
Cause I was getting tired of hearing everybody say, "Well, George Kittle's a good guy." I think it's all about his agent trying to get this money. His agent this. He hired that man because he know that man gonna get him his money.
15 yards on Jay, unsportsmanlike conversation. God. But you know what? I can't even argue. That sounds right, actually. Ain't nobody trying to get less than they can get. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys set the bar high because then when they started negotiating, it's going to come down and, you meet somewhere in the middle.
That's another one. Because you're right. George knows they're not going to pay him 20. But George says, I ain't leaving if they don't give me 20, but I want to start there and work my way down, I think, give me 25. But if we end up with 14 or 15, all good. Jerry, you know that?
And then, push come to shove, you franchise tag him. He don't want to play. You trade him for 2 first-round picks. They got about 2 or 3 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey. I know we can get at least 2 for George Kittle.
And Jalen, man, he ain't played no good ball in how long? So yeah. Oh,
exactly.
Man.
But we love George, but it's a business. It's a team because then we gotta pay Trent Williams. So he gonna want 18, 20 million.
And guess whose contract expires a year after that? You got Fred Warner to pay, and I think Fred and Jimmy, I think the contracts expired at the same time.
Jimmy's already up, so they signed like a 5-year deal.
I hope I'm wrong. I thought Jimmy's been with us for 3 years.
I think Jimmy got 2 or 3 more years left.
Hope so. Jay, and Jay, you got your signal on? What's that blink? Are you stop?
Oh yeah, I got you. No, I'm riding around in the loading dock.
Okay. Jay, you're talking and maneuvering the truck? Boy, Jay, you are good.
I'm like George Kittle. I want to raise.
Jay, we're going to go. Let me talk to you later in the week, man. Be careful out there.
All right, no problem. Have a blessed on Ronbo. Have a blessed on Faithful. Niners! Bang, bang, Niners game.
Jay, he's doing that. He's doing all that while he's maneuvering that big rig. Jay is something else. All right, Jay.
Hey, have a blessing.
You too, man. AJ, come on in, man.
Hello.
Yeah.
I need me a straight up, let me holler at the San Francisco Niners fan, mother.
AJ. Oh.
Can you hear me?
What'd you say?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Testing.
Yeah,
Mike on one and you. All right, man.
I hear you.
Know, how them Wheaties tasting now for the San Francisco 49ers fan base now that this Black Lives Matter kneeling for Kaepernick, our great but not the greatest quarterback we had. He was decent in a lot of ways, besides just being a dribble, get out and dribble type of Negro. So, I just want to know what the fan base looking like. They're looking quite toasty and molded. What I mean by molded is they got to go soft shoeing, and they got to go back on their word. And, Black Lives Matter, and we need the Negroes now. And they want to wipe all
Jay. Yeah, I know. I feel you, fam.
That's
come
facts.
On now. I know.
Keep it real.
We haven't used the word Negro in how many years?
Bro, you can't avoid the pain.
I'm just saying. All right. Anyway.
You can't avoid the pain, Ronbo.
No, I'm not denying anything. But AJ, I don't know that you can actually start targeting the fan base.
No, my brother. I knew the karma was gonna be real, but I didn't know it was gonna be that white. I mean, like this Anglo-Saxon been doing some shit for years, and I'm not denying.
AJ, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you to keep it PC. Okay, you know what? Because this format we can't go that way. Because
I cussed?
No. The whole thing, anything political edge to it, is only going to cause rage and fighting. I can't accommodate it on this particular time. If I was in another program,
okay. Point noted, duly noted. Touche. They do that with players. Oh, this player ain't this. This person is a bum. This person is this. They do that with players, Ronbo. That's not nothing political at all about that. That's just people in general. That's the characteristics of people, human beings.
I know, but you know what's happening. You mentioned color at the beginning. AJ, did you notice that there is almost as many white people out there protesting this? So you know what? I think this
no doubt. But that's my point.
I'm just saying this is pretty united.
They get it now, but they get it now. They trying to get it now.
It was framed in the wrong place.
And ain't nothing wrong with trying to get it now, but the point I was just making a real emphasis on how people was 4 years ago. Cap's a bum, and Cap is this, and he wasn't good. He made it to the NFL. You ain't in the NFL. don't say stuff like that. At least don't put the bonus on your back, the backpack like you've been holding it down, getting all kind of likes and people subscribing and buying your jersey, and all of a sudden you want to burn it. It's just hypocritical of the fan base. It's hypocritical NFL fans. It's just bogus.
It was misunderstood in the first place, too. It was never about the flag, and that's some of the things that are being ironed out now. It's good that it is being done now in that way. So it's
Did you like what Goodell said, though?
Yeah, I did, actually. That was interesting.
I was just curious, man. I just want to check your temperature, Ronbo. I'm from Cali, man. I'm in AZ, man, but I'm from that life, man. I'm from that cloth. I know the history, man.
I know. And the thing is, this is my escape from all that, because I'm in those conversations constantly
and you're
away
right.
from this
That's
microphone.
why I don't go too much in detail, but I just want to check the temperature. And you're right. You got to get escapism. But you know what's really cold about it?
Yeah.
When I go outside that world, I can't escape being dark. I can't escape being this. You know what I mean? You can't escape being a 6'1" man. Sometimes you just want to, but you can't.
No.
You can't escape being a female that's gay. You know what I mean? Or whatever. You just sometimes you want to, but you can't. So I'm just here to just let the facts and the weather temperature be known.
Well
AJ
taken.
still in the building. I'm still a Niner fan. Bought me some fly shoes. My birthday coming up. I got me some San Francisco gear, the San Francisco Giants gear with my new 23 Jordan shoes. You know, Jordan just donated $100 million. So I'm back with Jordan again.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, there's been a Korean boy band that donated $1 million too. So it's a worldwide effort, and that's the thing, AJ. You can appreciate the whole world is behind this particular situation. So it's.
What took so long? 450 plus. Nah, but I get it, man. I get it.
Right.
Hey, man, I'm glad you're still happy. I'm glad you're in the building. Hey, man, I hope Kittle get his bag. I doubt if he do. And Kittle gonna get what he deserves somewhere else if he don't want to be with the Niners. He good enough to deserve that, bro.
That's the bottom line. But I don't think that's going to happen. The 49ers can franchise tag him anyway. This is the weird thing about all this. It can't go anywhere. George is not in his last year.
Franchise tag
so,
him, the Niners won't in the end.
Yeah. So we're going to see.
If they franchise tag him, okay, they must be counting on the Super Bowl win in 2 years.
Yeah, because... Good God. And you can save money franchise tagging him. But you got to treat George right. He's been a big part of the offense. So they got to make sure they do something that makes him a happy guy. So we're going to see. All right.
Hey, you like that Trent Williams pickup? Because he gonna set it off, right? I hope they get somebody like to really, 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 really be able to just like give him the right amount of money. And we really get back. I don't know if Jimmy G going to be the best again this year. I don't know. But we're going to see, bro. That left side looking good. I don't know about the running backs. Got a lot of them. So, man, you just be easy. I'm going to check you out again one day, one time. I'm just working, doing my thing, man.
You go, AJ. I ain't got nothing but love for you, man. You know that. All right.
All right, man. All right, dude.
Talk to you later. Oh, yeah. Anyway, what am I? Oh. Damn, on that note, and I'm not leaving because of that. I'm not. You know what? Let me make one thing clear. I don't run from the issues, but I do get. If you saw me away from this, in some of the conversations I've had, I do get heated about some of the injustices on our planet. But this is my escape haven when I come in to talk 49ers football because I'm a very emotional guy. I'm high strung, and when I believe in something or disbelieve in something, I usually I get crazy with it. So we'll see AJ. I love AJ. I've got no problem. I just didn't want to start it now and here. So, because I've been called a few names because of the fact that on my page, people say, Ronbo, why don't you use your platform to talk about the issues? Because I'm talking football here, and I do go to other places, and I suggest you do too. So, that gets me into trouble too. So best thing I do now is just don't say a word. When I'm talking 49ers football, I'm talking 49ers football. All right? So that's the way that is, just to make it clear. I'm going, fam. I'm going to see you in a few days, though, and maybe, just maybe, the George Kittle situation is done. Hit that like, fam, please. Niners! Night, fam.